WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. Evan Roberts. Hola. Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Somehow we've made it to June. Happy June, everybody. Welcome to Evan and Tiki on this Monday. Tiki out today. He's back tomorrow. Shaun Morash in the big chair. We now know that we are getting our NBA Cup rematch, our 1999 NBA Finals rematch. It's the New York Knicks against the San Antonio Spurs. And I want to give you my first impressions. We got a lot to talk about besides that. Yankees had a good weekend. Mets had a good weekend. Odell Beckham Jr. is about to be a Giant. And we'll do a deep dive on what the hell happened to Mitchell Robinson. But I do think for a brief second I'll morph into the hater that I am as somebody that wants to see. I'm like one of the few guys in this town that want to see the Knicks lose. But I do think that that's instructive for the first thing I do want to tell you. As someone that is rooting against you, I was pissed on Saturday night. Genuinely. Like, I respect Victor Wembanyama, and I respect Mitch Johnson, and I respect Dylan Harper, and I respect everything that the San Antonio Spurs accomplished. But as a hater, I still don't think a team with zero postseason experience, zero real failures in the playoffs, that's not a team I see winning an NBA championship. And so while they've accomplished a lot, and I tip my hat to them, and maybe I'm being hard-headed because that was my view on the Spurs coming into the playoffs, as a Knick hater, and then I'll morph into being an IBO, I just wanted to present that to you because I think it matters. I was disappointed that the Spurs won. I think it's the best news the New York Knicks could have gotten. And that truly, and we'll dive into the matchups and the different ways Mike Brown can handle this series, and there's a lot to dive into. But my first impression, if you want me to be genuine to you, was I don't like the San Antonio Spurs against the New York Knicks.
Mine too, Evan. I don't know about you. Sunday morning, I had a very special breakfast. No, it wasn't a stack of pancakes. It was a nice big plate full of copium, as they like to say, because I've said all year, the reason as somebody who also doesn't like the New York Knicks.
We're the two people in town.
So
we're going to give you a different perspective for a few minutes.
And I'm going to try my best to lay down my sword here. I kept saying, no matter what happens in the East, oh, yeah, there's no Halliburton. Oh, yeah, there's no Tatum, or at least we thought for the time being. All right, whatever. Pistons this, Cavs this. I always thought all year the Thunder were going to be sitting there laying no matter what. And that would be the end of the Knick run. And we'd have one of these Allen Iverson Sixers runs to the finals. I can't say that anymore. I can't say that. The Knicks have steamrolled and dominated everybody in the East. And like you said, like for a superstar like Victor Wembanyama, usually when you get your first crack at the NBA Finals, usually it feels this way. LeBron, you come up short, and then you gain that experience, and you come back again.
It's just not the NBA Finals.
It's
so
the
we're
playoffs,
gonna,
the thing as a whole. Right.
So the comps you're going to hear, and I totally get the comps, to what the Spurs have accomplished is Tim Duncan's and David Robinson's Spurs in 99, obviously parallel to the Knicks, and LeBron James in 2007. I'm here to tell you that the comparisons they don't work. They just don't. They work on the surface, but if you go under the hood, they're not comparisons at all. Let me start with the 99 Spurs. They were in the playoffs a year earlier. Mm-hmm. They lost the seventh game a year earlier. That team around Tim Duncan was filled with nothing but 30-year-olds.
Yes.
Sean Elliott was a veteran. Avery Johnson, the little general, was a veteran. And we all know about the admirable David Robinson. I have problems with that word.
It was admirable of you to correct yourself.
That's right. That was a veteran team. That was a veteran team that had been through the wars of the postseason. So while I know we love to do comps, especially because the Knicks were there, I don't think there's a comparison in 1999. Just taking Tim Duncan and taking Victor Wembanyama and saying, oh, that's the same.
The cast around them and the experience prior.
It's incredibly different. Same thing with LeBron James. LeBron James and the Cavs, before they lost in the NBA Finals in 2007, lost a seventh game in the Eastern Conference semifinals a year earlier. So that comparison doesn't work. The San Antonio Spurs, and I give them credit, and I take my L because I've been wrong about them for months and months and months. They're defying NBA logic. Like, you don't just wake up with a bunch of young lottery picks and roll out of bed and win an NBA championship. That doesn't happen. Usually you suffer defeat. So they've defied that so far, and I give them a lot of credit. But I'll tell you the other thing, and this has been brought up a lot over the last 2 days. but I was bringing it up last week because I thought this was a major, major factor from my own experience as a Jet fan. Yes, a Jet comparison. When the New York Jets beat the New England Patriots in January of 2011 to advance to the AFC Championship game, every Jet fan will tell you it was one of the greatest wins of all time. It was electric. I left Gillette Stadium that night on an absolute high. And when I came here to WFAN on that Monday morning at 10 a.m., I said to Joe B., I'm worried. And he said, well, what would you? Bro, what would be worried? I said, it feels like they won their Super Bowl. It feels like beating the Patriots in Foxborough was the Jets' championship. And I wonder, as crazy as it sounds, if there'd be a letdown in the AFC Championship game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. History proved me right on that, because they came out flat as a doornail, and while they came back in the second half against Pittsburgh, it's tough to convince me all these years later that there wasn't a letdown going into that AFC Championship game. I assumed that about the Spurs. I had said that last week. I can see that happening. On Saturday night, when they won the Western Conference Finals, it was like they won an NBA title. Yeah. Wemby's crying. Wemby's shaking people.
I'll give you a basketball one.
It was a championship celebration.
That's like the first time when Dirk and the Mavs beat the Spurs in that Game 7. They went on to lose to the Shaq, Dwayne Wade Heat. Do you remember that?
Yes, 2006.
Okay, that was like an emotional, Dirk's crying on the court. This young team finally pushes through. They couldn't beat the Spurs a couple years prior. That was their NBA Finals.
Yes.
That's the NBA comparison.
And that's the comp I had on Saturday night. And I'm not the only one to notice that. Obviously, that's been kind of a popular feeling over the last 48 hours.
And how could you blame them? They beat the champs.
No. And I respect it. Like, they went through the defending NBA champions, and they beat them. And they won a Game 7 on the road. And every time, like when the Thunder took a lead, I think it was late first half, I sat there thinking, all right, champs have responded despite their injuries that they're dealing with, J.J. Mitchell and Jalen Williams. All right, Thunder are going to find a way. And the Spurs responded. And they deserve an immense amount of credit for that. They knocked off the defending NBA champions, and maybe that is the answer on why there was a celebration. But they looked like a team that remind me of the 2010 Jets. They won their championship. Meanwhile, when the New York Knicks knocked off the Cleveland Cavaliers 7 months ago, it was a very matter-of-fact, we got to get 4 more. Yeah. So as I sit here today on this Monday morning, and Knicks fans, do you agree with us? Do you agree with me? Do you feel this sense of, we just kind of want it more? 888-808-1019. But that's my first impression before you dive in to the matchups, which are fascinating, and how you combat Wembanyama and the Mitchell Robinson factor and how you defend them and a million different things that I think are going to make this series a chess match and fascinating. My first reaction is that, and it's what I thought a week ago about San Antonio. Now, I own it, and I have to accept victories and losses when we give these opinions. I'm stunned the San Antonio Spurs are in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
I stand by that. Because everything I just said about their inexperience is why I didn't think they were ready to make this jump. And they did, and they deserve a great amount of credit. But I got to tell you, man, I don't think they're ready for this. And that's good news for Knicks fans.
Well, and I was going to say, and then this goes on the flip side, looking at it the other way, and this is totally not trollish. It's just the reality of the situation we find ourselves in with the New York Knicks now, too, which is the pressure's on the Knicks now.
No, the pressure's on everybody. Don't give me that crap.
But it is.
You're in the NBA Finals. Everybody's got pressure.
But okay. But there was a lot of all year, get through these. You are playing, if you had to draw out of the hat, the big teams that you knew one of them would be there in the West. In my mind, you are playing, and with all of your rest and dominance that's led up to this, the most advantageous matchup for yourselves right now. The Knicks, if they're going to win an NBA championship in this Jalen Brunson run, I don't know how it is any more opportunistic than the moment right now.
The opportunistic moment is that you're in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, but you still don't have what we thought was going to be the behemoth sitting there playing.
Well, but you know what's crazy about the behemoth?
And you have the rest behind you.
You know what's crazy about the behemoth? And I had this thought during Game 7. I'm sure Knicks fans shared this thought because we're all watching that game. That had to have been the highest-rated Western Conference Finals game in New York City sports history.
Yeah.
Because we're all watching it, and we're all breaking it down as the game is happening. The Thunder felt like a defeated champion. Like, even if they escaped that 7th game against San Antonio, I think there would have been a lot of Knicks fans, maybe myself too, that would have said, wow, do they have anything left, the Thunder?
Yeah.
They're not healthy. They're banged up. And by the way, that's not negative. This is all good. You want to win an NBA championship, and you want every advantage you have. So the Thunder being on their last leg would have been the greatest thing ever. It's not, no one's complaining about it. You don't throw it back. It all counts the same.
And that would have been the angle we had today. Are they cooked?
Right. And they kind of felt that way. But they still had a chance to knock them off.
Right, of course.
Like they were still in position to win that 7th game. But I think when you're in the NBA Finals, whether it's the Knicks or the Spurs, and I'll give you a deferring thought on this, that because you're going to hear a lot of the Spurs will be back. They're going to win a lot of championships. This is found money. I heard that phrase used by, I think it was Danny Green, who I have great respect for, former Spur and Long Island guy. Danny Green described the Spurs as found money this season.
Nonsense.
Here's why that's not true, no matter what anybody tells you. While Victor Wembanyama is young and an emerging star, and it's his sport, he could get hurt and have his career altered at any moment. He is a big man.
Derrick Rose.
And big men in general are scary in that regard.
That's true.
So don't let anybody tell you, because I thought you were about to say it, about, wow, the pressure's on the Knicks. No, pressure's on the Spurs.
It is.
How do we know they're getting back?
Okay.
How do we know Victor Wembanyama, who is not human, right? We all acknowledge he's an alien. How do we know he's staying healthy for the next decade?
No, look, if
we're making that assumption?
If we were leading the show in the fan in San Antonio, I'd be saying the pressure's absolutely on them. My point is, we have had this discussion before in this town. Like the World Series a couple years ago, was there pressure on the Yankees? Of course, but there was this sense of, this is the freaking Dodgers. You don't have that sense right now with the Spurs and Knicks, Evan. You just don't. Where, while the pressure's on, you kind of understand the loss. I don't think you go to sleep at night if you're a Knicks fan and you lose a series. Now that you're right here, you can almost touch it.
And I think the other part of it, and this is why whether it was the Thunder, the Spurs, or any other team you wanted to create in a lab, the reason why the Knicks fan was going to go into this series with confidence, rightfully so, is they are playing the best basketball we have ever seen. Not just from a Knicks team, but it's the best collection of playoff basketball we've seen since the 17 Warriors, since the 96 Bulls. And so when you play at that level, I don't care who your opponents are, there's a level of, if we play this way, nobody's beating us.
Yes.
I just wonder, for San Antonio, Victor Wembanyama has given off the impression he needs to win. He made that comment the other day. It's like life's on the line. I have to win. We saw him in the All-Star game. He wants to win. I just wonder if beating the Oklahoma City Thunder is almost like their championship. And that's where that 2010 Jet comparison read in my mind. And that's great because the Knicks have been poised throughout every game and every round of this tournament that they've been on. They have been the poised team, the team that understands the mission, the team that is not happy to be here. And you know what? They could have been. They could have celebrated Game 4 against Cleveland like it was the greatest accomplishment, because for this town it was. 27 years without an NBA Finals. And all these guys know it. Jalen Brunson knows the history more than most athletes because of his dad. Karl Anthony Towns knows the history because of growing up in New Jersey. Like, these are two guys who aren't just hired guns. They're two guys that didn't just grow up in California and say, oh, yeah, the Knicks are a story. No, they've lived it.
They get it.
They've breathed it. They understand it. And yet both of those guys, as the best players and leaders of this team, took winning the Eastern Conference as, no biggie. I mean, honestly, that's how they treated it. And that's what would give me such an immense amount of confidence going in to this best of 7 against San Antonio.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And it even dates back to the Cup, refusing to raise the banner. Every step of the way, this has been the goal.
So I did something, and I'm curious if you did it, because you're a big tape watcher. Did any of you guys, Shaun Morash, Paul Rosenberg filling in for Tiki in a way, did any of you guys go back and watch the NBA Cup? Because I kind of did.
I can't believe you said that. You're so sick in the head, and this is why I love you. No Yankees tonight was on my thought tonight.
Oh, you were going to do it tonight?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it's only the Met game tonight. They're not on till late, Wow, that's so fun. You're sick. You're absolutely sick.
Well, because
it's still on my DVR.
Good.
Yes.
This is the best thing that could have ever happened for Adam Silver in the NBA, because they're trying to make the NBA Cup a big deal. And around here, every talk show host would say, it doesn't matter, it's stupid, It's a horrible idea. And I'm not saying any of those guys are wrong. Like, that's your opinion on the NBA Cup. I always found it, like, cool, but it doesn't mean much. That was the way I viewed it. Like, I was into it. It added a little bit to it. But what does it mean? You need to put something on the line. The fact that we're getting a rematch, and it involves one of our local teams, makes the NBA Cup from this past season not forgettable.
No, it's legitimized.
Like, you almost have to go back and watch it and say, can I learn anything from it? And I did learn one thing. I learned a few things.
All right. Does it involve Cat?
No, it involves Tyler Kohling.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right.
He was on the floor in the final few minutes of this game.
That's right.
Mikal Bridges was not. So there are things that are very different from December of 2025 to June of 2026 as they compete for an NBA championship.
I can't believe that dopey cup got us here.
Dylan Harper was making big shots, though. I'll tell you that. Jalen Brunson was making big shots. Josh Hart made a massive three. Like, there's a lot there.
Yeah. Only this one will be played in front of packed houses on home crowds and not in Las Vegas.
But I'll tell you one other thing about the NBA Cup. And this goes back to what I said about the Knicks and how much they took winning the East as matter of fact and businesslike. And this is not a lie. This is absolute truth. And you could take whatever you want from it. The New York Knicks celebrated more winning the NBA Cup than any round of advancement in this year's NBA playoffs.
A lot of money in their pocket from that NBA
You think
Cup.
that's what it was about?
Money in Vegas? I mean, those things add up.
You know what? That's not what it is, though. I mean, I get it. Maybe it is for some. I think it was a matter of, hey, this is cool. This is fun. We're getting to prove to the world how good we are. This was business. The last few weeks have been surgical. It's been, this is what we need to do. This is not the end goal. The end goal is the NBA championship that they're 4 wins away from. So I think a lot of that was just the focus has been so more laser straight ahead now than it was back in December. But even Mike Brown was screaming at the top of his lungs during the celebration. Like, that was a full-fledged, we're more excited about this than winning the East.
That's
if you
incredible.
go back and watch the NBA Cup.
Well, we might be 3 weeks away from the biggest celebration we've ever seen in our lives when it comes to the New York Knicks.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. We'll get your calls coming up, your thoughts, our first impressions of what is now a set NBA Finals, a rematch of the NBA Cup, and yes, a rematch of the 1999 NBA Finals between the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. So we'll get your calls coming up, 888-808-1019. What do we make out of the Mets and Yankee weekends? And why was I getting shots taken at me on the SNY broadcast when I'm just trying to sit around and watch baseball? We'll let you hear that coming up. But right now, it is time for the Yankee Turning Point of the game. Be the first call to correctly identify yesterday's Turning Point at 866-540-WFAN. And you receive a $100 Wendy's gift card. It's from our friends at Wendy's. Eat great even late at Wendy's and your flagship station for Yankee baseball, The Fan.
Surfside iced tea and lemonade plus vodka is your go-to drink this golf season. It's light, refreshing, made with real vodka and zero bubbles. That's right. No carbonation, no bubbles, no troubles. Look for the new half and half variety pack featuring flavors like raspberry half and half. In stores now. Cheers to hitting the fairway and cheers to Surfside. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. From Connecticut to Maine, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
The stage is finally set, and San Antonio will open its doors to New York for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Jalen Brunson will lead his squad on one final journey towards sports immortality, and Wednesday can't get here soon enough. The latest breaking Knicks news, the biggest Knicks opinions, and the most trusted voices delivering them all live here. Your home for New York sports is 101.9 FM, WFAN.
Our yoga instructor challenged us to find inner peace. I found it faster than anyone. After 4 seconds, I stood up and screamed, "I found Nirvana! I win!" They asked me to leave. I guess they don't respect winning. Bet365 does, though. New customers get $200 in bonus bets just for betting $10. Namaste, losers. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Spring is winding down, but pest season is just getting started. Mosquitoes, ticks, ants, and wildlife are becoming more active across the greater New York area as summer temperatures rise. Enjoy your summer, not the pests. JP McHale Pest Management helps protect your home, family, pets, employees, and customers all season long. With local offices in the New York metropolitan area, their local experts are ready with seasonal residential savings and free commercial inspections. Visit nopests.com. That's NOPESTS.com. JP McHale Pest Management, not just good, guaranteed.
Hi, it's Chris Riccobono, founder of Untuck It. 15 years, 15 million shirts sold, and we're still the best in the game, which means Untuck It also has the best gifts for Father's Day, now on sale. He'll love to unwrap wrinkle-free cotton to save him time in the morning, performance stretch styles he never has to iron, polos for golf, and more, all perfect for the summer. Shop our Father's Day sale going on now at untuckit.com or at one of our 80-plus stores nationwide. Untuck It, shirts designed to be worn untucked.
All right, so I'm watching TV the other night, and I see Evander Holyfield talking about Terra Origin creatine. My first thought was, hang on a second, that guy's in his 60s, and he still looks better than me? That's a problem, so I started using Terra Origin creatine myself. It mixes easy, tastes great, and helps support strength and recovery, which, at my age, just getting off the couch is basically an athletic event. So do yourself a favor. Check it out today and get 20% off your first order at TerraOrigin.com. That's 20% off your first order at TerraOrigin.com.
I need a little range, step to the range.
There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club, available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. The savings are coming!
Wow! He showed up just in time.
It's America's 250th birthday. We're celebrating a month early at Nielsen Dodge.
By giving you freedom of choice. Save up to $250 off service. Save up to $250 off accessories.
With leases for $250 or under.
Lease a new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport S 4-door 4x4, just $249 a month. Leased with loyalty for just $229 a month.
There's always zero down payment. The credit help you need. More savings with your trade-in.
And of course, great deals. For leases $250 or under, hurry to Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com.
At Nielsen Dodge.
Declaration of Deal Sales Event.
With approval, term 36-24 months, due at sign, everyone $58.44 with loyalty $58.24. Add tax tag $498 doc and DMV fees. See dealer for details.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
The Fan Focus is brought to you by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. The Yankees scored 13 runs in the third inning, and it's all the scoring they would do as they won 13-8. The 13 runs was one short of their franchise record for runs in an inning. The Yankees had 12 straight batters reach base in an inning for the first time since September 11th, 1949. The Mets, meanwhile, had a run party of their own, winning 10-1 backed by a Juan Soto grand slam.
Yankees look good yesterday.
I feel nothing but 98 vibes.
Though the last time they did that was 05, where they did lose in the division series. Before we get to your phone calls on Knicks-Spurs and everything else going on, we'll mix in some Giants later, too, including Odell Beckham Jr. I was sitting there yesterday afternoon. I did not go to the Met game. I went on Friday. I didn't go yesterday, so I was sitting on my deck, got my scorebook out, just chilling, watching Mets baseball. And I've said this before, the Mets are an escape. Like, the Knicks are the story in New York. I respect it. We talk a lot about it here on WFAN. I put my IBO hat on, and I've been a good sport. I've been a good little boy during this Knicks run.
Uh-huh.
But I use the Mets as an escape. Like,
what an escape, Evan.
I want to be escaped. So I'm watching the game yesterday, and Ron Darling said something very innocent about how even he is in to the New York Knicks finals run. Take a listen.
This will be the first NBA series I've watched in a long time because I'm not a New Yorker, although I lived here most of my life, the ball up and in. But anytime a New York team is in play, I'm in play, excited, want another championship brought to this town.
Very innocent comment. Yeah. Got no issue with that, right? Hey, not a New Yorker, but I'd love to see a championship come to New York. What I didn't see coming was what Gary Cohen decided to say next. Because again, good little boy. I haven't brought my team up, but Gary Cohen decided maybe I should.
Did you watch when the Nets were in the finals?
I did not.
Call strike to Terrence. Do you know any Nets fans? Other than Evan Roberts?
Evan Roberts on
the only guy I know.
We were all Nets fans when Dr. J was playing.
Well, that was a whole different deal.
So I'm sitting there just watching my baseball team, and now I'm mocked as the only Net fan that exists.
The Nets still in the league?
I just want to watch the Mets in peace. I don't need that shrapnel.
I hate that whole conversation. I can't believe I missed this yesterday.
The Nets have nothing to do with this.
Well, not only that, was Gary inferring 02 and 03 and expecting Ron to remember, or did the both of them, like, for some reason think that Durant foot on the line was the final?
No, I think he remembers that the last time they were there, again, 23 years ago, so not last week.
I was in high school.
And you know what you could have done, Gary, if you want to play that game? Ask him about the Devils. Like, hey, did you get into the Devils run?
Great point.
Like, why does it have to be the Nets? I'm not bringing my team up. We're relevant. And yet, everywhere I go, it's either, if you're a Net fan, you urinate while sitting down, which is what's his name said, Chris Stefano said with Craig and Big Mac last week, or now this. And I'm sitting there, and my wife looks up and says, did they just mock you? I said, kind of.
Do you know what I'm getting sick of through this run now that we're here? I think this is a therapy session. I'm sorry, Knick fans, but dump on us. If somebody asks me one more time when I'm at a Little League game, whether I'm at the supermarket, how did you become a Nets fan anyway? They play here. It's not like I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. They do play their games here.
Now, I'm not surprised Ronnie knows I'm a Net fan because back in 2007, the Mets and the Yankees were playing a regular Subway series, and I did my Saturday show with guest host Ron Darling. Right? He was my co-host that day. But it also followed Game 6, Nets-Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference semifinals. And so, like 11:45, I said to Ronnie off air, don't mind me, I need 3 minutes. And he said, no, dude, it's all you. And I spent 3 minutes losing my mind screaming about Vince Carter. So I'm pretty sure that's a moment where Ronnie probably would have forgotten most things, but probably remembered crazy redhead guys screaming at the top of his lungs about Vince Carter.
Now, hearing that clip, you might have scared him off on basketball until this moment.
Yeah, it may have been my fault. I may have been the reason.
Amazing.
Yeah, so getting shrapnel while watching a Met game. Just trying to enjoy myself.
Great
Score
escape.
a game and have fun. Meanwhile, the Mets won, and they swept the Miami Marlins of 3 games.
It's like escaping Alcatraz and then ending up in shark-infested waters.
Exactly. Let's get to your calls, 888-808-1019. Mickey is in Walcott, Connecticut. Good morning, Mickey.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you.
Listen, back in the days when the Knicks were not as good, and this is before Carmelo Anthony, I will admit, I used to cheer for the Tim Duncan and that team with the Spurs. They were great. They had a great run, almost a dynasty, I would say. And I enjoyed it. So for this to be the matchup, I'm actually really excited. I feel like it's my all-time favorite team is the Knicks versus my old school team that I used to root for. And it's exciting. And I do think it brings legitimacy to the Cup as well, the midseason Cup. But one thing that was really interesting to me about the Cup, because I actually did take some time to look at some of the highlights as well, is all the team members on the Knicks that were not playing during the Cup. As you mentioned, like Mikal Bridges. I don't even remember Mitchell Robinson playing as well. And I think this is just different time period, and it's going to be a great game. I think the matchups are going to be really interesting. I do think the double big, if we go the double big matchup, even as a starting lineup, I think that's going to be a lot of problems for the Spurs, and I think that's something that they should ponder over. But I'm super excited. I can't wait, and I'd definitely say Knicks in 6.
So here's why I would be against Mitchell Robinson in the double big in this series. One of the advantages I think the Knicks have is forcing Wemby onto the perimeter, especially if they put him on Karl Anthony Towns or even Josh Hart, which has been the thought that he'll defend Josh Hart, and Josh has sat on the perimeter, and he's made his threes at times during this postseason run. You want to drag Wemby out of the paint where he can be as good a rim protector as you'll ever see. If Mitch is out there, that kind of changes things.
It does.
So I think that Mitch's value, and he will be valuable in this series, again, assuming he's able to play, which we're all making the assumption on, and then it's how does he play?
Right.
It's more going to be the physicality he provides, not letting the Spurs dominate them on the offensive glass, which is something we saw in Game 7. Like, one of the big reasons why the Spurs beat the Thunder in Game 7 was that advantage they had on the glass. But to me, I don't love the double big usage in a series like this.
No, I don't either, and that's not really Victor Wembanyama's style anyway. I think, look, you live with Victor Wembanyama guarding Hart in a spot like that, and then just hoping that Mitch doesn't have to play as much in that realm. It's got to be a Karl Anthony Towns series, I think, in this paint here, to be honest with you, Evan. At least on the offensive end.
A couple of the differences in rotations from that Cup game to now, and I'm glad that we aren't the only ones who have done this. As our last caller, Mickey said, yeah, we're on YouTube. I'm watching the NBA Cup.
Outside of Tyler Kolek?
Outside of Tyler Kolek, the other guy that was a non-factor, and I think he was hurt at the time, if memory serves correct, is Landry Shamet.
Oh, okay.
Who's made a major impact in this postseason
Was
run.
Deuce still healthy at that point?
Deuce was not healthy. I don't see him on the box. I'm looking at the box score right now. It was OG, Cat, Hart, Mikal, Brunson. So same starting five.
Okay. I lost track of the Deuce injuries.
The four guys off the bench were Mitch, who did play 18 minutes in that game, Ariel Hukporti, who played 2 minutes in this game. And I wouldn't be stunned if Hukporti plays a minute here or there.
Yeah.
And, kind of just for the physicality.
Hukporti, those could have been the last 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, it could have been. You're right. Jordan Clarkson and Tyler Kolek. So that Clarkson may have a role.
Yeah.
Kolek won't. And in San Antonio's case, other than Carter Bryant, who made an impact, especially with some of his defense in the previous rounds, other than that, it was a very similar San Antonio rotation. Champagnie was coming off the bench and played less minutes.
Now he's starting.
So,
38.
yeah. So there are some differences, but it is odd to go back to that. And he is right. Like, the best thing for the league is that it now adds some kind of validity to the NBA Cup.
And they'll use that in every promo next year for the NBA Cup. The journey started here, that whole thing.
And
Why
it's true.
wouldn't you? Right.
And it's true. And look, if the Knicks win an NBA championship, which they are 4 wins away from doing, and I am convinced most of this town believes it's going to happen. We'll kind of get a sense as the days get closer what the FAN personalities think, what you guys as callers think. But the sense I get is that there is a confidence that the Knicks are going to win this series and win an NBA championship. The DVD, as I like to say, will feature the NBA Cup.
It will.
It's a part of the story. It's a part of how they got here. Can you write the script without the experience of the NBA Cup?
Now, as I've said a long time, it is hard to beat a team 5 times in championship games in a year. So
have you said that?
Maybe it's very hard for the Knicks here.
John's in Staten Island. What's up, John? Hello, John.
Evan,
John.
I got to ask you.
Yes.
How come you became such a different person ever since you left Joe Benigno?
I would blame...
Do you realize you used the word respect about maybe 25, 30 times every show?
Oh, well, that's a good thing then. That I respect somebody? Yeah. I thought it was going to be some other kind of critique.
You keep saying it over and over. You're criticizing what you're saying, and then you go, but I respect. And you don't realize how often you say it.
Well, let's make a side bet, you and I, John. All right, because there's this really cool feature on the Odyssey app. Actually, it's on the podcast app where you can search words and see how often they're used. Let's take, you want to take today's show or do you want to take Friday's show as like our guinea pig?
I want to take any show you want.
Okay, that's
already
perfect.
This morning.
Perfect.
The only reason why I called is because I heard you use it about 5-6 times today already.
You've got a lot of time on your hands then, sir. All right, I'll make you this bet.
I don't have much, believe me.
Okay.
I'm a long-time listener.
All right.
And
all
I
right.
noticed
I'm trying to line up.
From
I'm trying to line up the bet with you.
A completely different guy now.
Well, how am I a different guy? Because I respect people more now? Is that what you're saying? I've become a more respectful person?
Because, first of all, ever since you worked with Craig, Now you're a different type of a talk show.
Well, that's different.
You're
That's
a little
Craig's fault.
louder.
Let's blame him for that.
A little
then.
louder.
You don't have to follow in his footsteps. He's his own worst enemy.
He's one of the great talk show hosts of all time. So anything you can learn from Craig is a positive. Now, anyhow, he didn't want to go with my bet. My bet is I'm going to search the word respect. What was the word respect?
Respect, which I never even picked up on.
Oh. And I'm going to search how many times I used it. If it's more than 12, he wins. If it's less than 12, he literally wasted a big part of his Monday to call up and say something that wasn't true.
I hope you don't now, because this is going to be like when you buy a new car and then you end up seeing the same car on the road a million times. I'm going to hear the word respect come out of your mouth too many times.
By the way, I could do this right now. You want to use Friday's show as an example?
I don't want to take a shot at our guy, but you think you're repeating more words now? Every 5 words Joe says is bro.
Hey, don't. Well, why are you knocking Joe? Just like this guy was
I'm
knocking
just
Craig.
saying, how can you go back on the Joe and Evan times, and then think about repeating words and say you do it more now? And I love Joe.
Respect is very important. All right, I'm on Friday's show, okay? I'm down a rabbit hole, all right? I'm going to search the word respect. I want you to guess. Because you were here. You were on the other side.
This was last week?
This is Friday's radio show.
All right, well, he claims, he sounds like a good listener, John Staten.
He said 20 times.
I'm going to say 13 times.
You're going to go with 13 times. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Now, I'm looking up the word.
Okay.
All right, I win. 8.
8 times. So he's wrong.
He's off.
He's wrong.
Let's see. The first time I said it was, he's dealing with mental health issues. We all respect Mitchell Robinson. That's number 1. Then I said, and by the way, I respect that. That was about the people hating the Nets in 2021. Yeah. I respect that. Oh, and then I said, I have no disrespect to the people of Cleveland. I'm sure that's a fine place.
Doesn't count.
Why?
Disrespect's a different word.
Oh.
Totally agree with Shaun. Disrespect is not respect.
That's true. That doesn't count. The only Knick fan that says I want to play the Thunder, and I respect that, is because they want to beat a defending champion.
Stop doing it, because now it's starting to get to me.
Oh, sorry.
And you do say I respect that more than I think.
Well, the question is 7 times a lot?
Well,
it's a 3-hour show. You could argue it's a lot.
We know from the Jason Dominguez getting sat on the bench situation, 8 times is certainly a lot, whether Aaron Boone agrees or not. So I'm going to say 7 is a lot.
All right, so here's what I've learned. I respect people more, and Craig's a bad influence.
Yes.
That's what I've learned. Let's go to Bob in Keyport. What's up, Bob?
How are you?
Good. What's up?
Even though the Spurs won, we're playing the Spurs. I asked this question to Tommy last night. I want to get your opinion on it also. Are you afraid that OKC won analytically and they're just going to be in the finals?
That's a good shot.
That's a good one. This is why Kenny Atkinson is done as an NBA head coach. Like, I know he's staying in Cleveland, so I got that prediction wrong because I thought they would get rid of him. But that's one of those lines. It's one of those statements that we analytically won 2 of the first 3 games that will live with you forever.
It's the hee-haw guy from the politics.
Do you know his name?
I want to say John Edwards, but that's the medium.
Not John Edwards. Good guess, though. He ran in 2004, so he's up there. And then
John Edwards, the medium ran?
No, the politician who screwed around on his wife and impregnated another woman.
Oh,
you
I
know
didn't
him.
realize there were 2 different ones. I thought it was the medium guy, the medium.
No, he was the politician. He ended up running as the vice president in 2004.
I know the hee-haw guy.
All right, what's his name?
Howard Dean.
Nailed it. That's the it's not really hee-haw, it's more yeehaw.
Yeehaw!
Yeah.
That's Kenny Atkinson's analytics. Like, that's what you remembered forever now.
It's so true. And I remember when Dean did that after he lost, I think, New Hampshire is when it happened.
It was somewhere in the Northeast.
His political career was just going to be defined by,
yeah.
That's it.
Is that the same one when he screamed, the Howard Dean scream speech? Because that's what okay, so that's the same situation.
That's the sound we're making. Yes.
Yeah, it's just defined differently, but it stuck with him. And remember, that happened in 2004. So that was almost the last time the Knicks were in a finals. That's how long ago it was.
Boy, he was so lucky the Yankees collapsed. Huh? That's what years remembered for.
Tony is in Totowa, New Jersey. What's up, Tony?
Hey, how you doing? I just want to make a quick point about the NBA Cup compared to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think that the Knicks organization from top to bottom now is just such a class act, like going from Leon Rose down. I think the Knicks were more happy winning the NBA Cup because of the Eastern Conference Championship. Yes, they won that $500,000, but besides the lower players, I mean, they donated it to their staff. I mean, that says a lot about this organization. And I think that made them more happy than winning the NBA Cup, if that makes any sense.
No, I think it's a good way to look at it. I mean, Shaun brought it up earlier when I brought that aspect of that up, that they celebrated more for the NBA Cup than winning the East. And I think that helping out the guys on the staff is a great reason. I also think that in the middle of December, and this is kind of why the NBA Cup was invented, you're trying to create reasons to care. You're trying to create reasons. Yeah. Competitive reasons for players to care and for fans to care. And so I think the Knicks, knowing, yes, the greater goal is an NBA championship, but we can't win an NBA championship in December. There's nothing we can do in December that's winning us at those games in May and June.
Yeah.
And so maybe it was also just, hey, let's celebrate this accomplishment that we've just pulled off in the early part of December. Oh, the other thing I noticed from the NBA Cup, just watching the final quarter and the final few minutes, was who they decided to defend Wemby with. And it was Karl-Anthony Towns. It was not OG Anunoby. Now, if you go through the 3 games that the Knicks and Spurs played, because remember, they have their 2 regular season games and then the NBA Cup, which technically doesn't count, they would throw OG at him, but it wouldn't be the primary defender. And when OG did defend him, he had success.
Yeah.
Like if you find little clips of, hey, how did it look when OG was defending Victor Wembanyama, like he did a pretty good job. And because we know what kind of defender OG can be. So I do think, especially on switches, that the Knicks are going to throw a lot at Wemby. It's not just going to be one figure, but down the stretch of that game, it was a lot of Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah. And then in the regular season game, too, offensively, it was just Josh Hart setting picks every, 15 times on Wembanyama.
Yeah.
Going through that.
Yeah. Look, Wemby.
Tape watchers, Evan.
Tape watchers. Have you been watching?
Of course.
Now you're going to watch the regular season, too, or just the NBA Cup?
Well, no, that was a regular season game. I was on that. I haven't gotten to the NBA Cup yet.
You know, the one thing I remember, so they played on New Year's Eve. That was the game that the Spurs won by 2, 134 to 132. Mitchell Robinson did not play in that game. Josh Hart did not play in that game. It was the Julian Champagnie game because he hit 11 threes and scored a career-high 36 points in this game.
Happy New Year.
So I remember this game for 2 reasons. Champagnie, obviously having this all-world performance, St. John's guy. And then the fact that Brunson hit a buzzer beater that didn't matter except for the spread. Because they were down.
Right.
You remember that? Yes. They lost by 2, but they really lost by 5. Brunson put a shot up, and they reviewed it. I remember they were reviewing the shot because, hey, for betting purposes, for prop purposes, it matters. It's significant with all the money that's placed on the NBA. And they counted it.
Oh, wow. That's right. I forgot about that meltdown with New Year's Eve bets. Yes. That is so
Because people
funny.
were freaking out about it?
Yes. Because one way or another it flipped. Look, you know the way gambling is at the end of that, especially New Year's Eve, you're around people. Come on.
True. That is true. Yeah. That's what I remember from that game. But there's nothing you can take out of it.
No.
Like, that's the thing. Because it is the regular season at the end of the day. And these teams are so different. And I mentioned that Josh and Mitch didn't play in that game.
And forget the personnel. Just as groups, they've matured since then. You know what I mean? You can forget the rotations, forget everything. The actual players themselves are different than they were in the regular season.
Ray is calling from Babylon. Hey, Ray.
Hi, good morning, fellas. Thanks for taking my call. I don't see how the Knicks don't sweep the Spurs. They played the best of the best, right? You figure Atlanta was supposed to be the best from their division, or from in the league. You got the Sixers were the best. They beat the Celtics. And what did they do to the Cavs? They manhandled them. Why? Because the Knicks are serious. They're focused. They have a plan. They're playing like serious men. I think the only goal for the Knicks right now, not only to win the championship, but to sweep the Spurs. Where did the Spurs have the advantage? I was watching those last 2 games against OKC. I mean, it was like OKC fell apart. Those games weren't even competitive.
I think the advantage is to answer that part, and I appreciate your confidence. I appreciate I expect to sweep them confidence from you as a Knicks fan. Now, when you say the best, because I don't want to go down the road of deriding the teams that they beat, because there's nothing the Knicks can do about it. It's the teams in front of them. But we also shouldn't act like Atlanta, Philadelphia, and Cleveland is the second coming of the 96 Chicago Bulls.
Right. They never had to play the 1 seed in the conference.
Right. Now, they had home court advantage the entire time. With that said, the Knicks were playing so well that I think they were going to beat anybody.
Right.
And I think that's a fair sentiment. In terms of what advantage do the Spurs have, you know what it is. It's very simple. It's the simplest thing one can say, and it's so true that you don't have to overthink this.
The best player in the series?
They have Wemby. Wemby is inhuman. He plays a kind of basketball that we've never seen before. And so when he came into the league, a part of why I was skeptical about him was because of that. When you've never seen something before, it's tough to imagine that it's just going to work. And you look at him at 7'4", and you look at his size, and you look at his ball handling skills, and you look at his shooting, and you're like, there's no way he's going to keep this up. He's going to get hurt. He can't stay healthy. Now, to Wemby's credit, he's in his third year in the league, and right now, at the most important time of the year, he is healthy. But when you ask the question, what's the advantage? The advantage is a guy who, at times, is undefendable.
He is.
It doesn't mean the Knicks can't win this series. It doesn't mean they can't do a good job of at least bothering him and slowing him down and affecting him. But when you look at your opponent, that is a clear advantage that they have. They have a great player that's the likes we've never seen before.
Right. Well, it's why he's the alien, and it's why I think this is the best NBA Finals that could have ever happened to Steven Spielberg ahead of Deliberate Day.
You think it's actually going to add intrigue to the movie?
Yeah. They have 2 weeks of talking about an alien on a basketball court before an alien movie drops. This is great promotion.
That's in 2 weeks. I'm very excited. There's a few movies coming out over the month of June that I am pumped up about.
Right. What is it? Some kind of president is doing like
Young Washington.
I was going to say Young Van
Some
Buren.
kind of president. You know, the first one.
Okay.
The one that we're celebrating 250 years. I mean, we ain't existing without him. So
Young Washington, huh? We're going to cover the bad stuff too, or is it just the good stuff?
He had a losing record in wars. Is that what you want to say?
Oh. No. I'm going to assume there's been, some ownership he shouldn't have done back in the day.
Oh, you're talking about being a slave owner?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that'll be
covering
discussed.
that in the movie?
Why wouldn't we?
I think we're hiding that in the movie.
We're hiding that in the movie.
Guy, for America 250, we're only giving you the good stuff. That's my prediction of that movie.
Dude, he lost most of the wars he fought. They're going to ignore that?
Yeah.
They're going to ignore the French and Indian.
This is going to be a rose-colored glasses depiction of young Washington. Turns out not a great guy or winner.
Well, first of all, you know what? I'm gonna hold this to another day.
Are you?
I'm not going to take today as the day to fight with you about the merits of George Washington.
Just saying, don't waste your time seeing it up.
Just because he's not a perfect person, and just because he made a lot of mistakes, and just because he lost a lot of wars, that doesn't mean
he's the Grady Little of presidents.
He's the what? Just compared
That's
him
strong.
to Grady Little?
Yeah. And guess what? We had Thomas Jefferson came in like Francona, cleaned everything up.
In fairness, if you want to do a sports comp on George Washington's record, I got a good one for you.
All right.
Andy Reid.
Yeah, but
Andy Reid.
But he didn't come back for a second presidency 10 years later with Mahomes.
No.
Leading the army.
I'm talking about he won the most important war, the Revolutionary War.
Yeah, but Andy Reid.
He came back and won the war that made us America. What do you mean? Like, that doesn't count?
Not for Eagle fans.
Well, I'm not talking about Eagle
How
fans.
many conference championships in a Super Bowl? He is not George Washington.
Look, so I need to pick somebody that was only on one team? Like, that's the only comp that works?
finally won the big one, the most important one.
I got to think about that.
It might be Mike Brown. I don't know.
Who?
Lombardi?
Lombardi?
Nah, Lombardi's not a good example. He was winning. What do you mean? He was winning.
We're trying to say with the football theme.
No, it doesn't have to be football. It was more someone who lost a lot of big games and then eventually became the ultimate winner. I thought Andy Reid was a great example, but of course, Mr. Goalpost Mover says, well, he's on a different team, so it doesn't count.
So much for Evan not taking the bait on this Monday morning, by the way.
I
certainly isn't Sean McDermott, I'll tell you that. It certainly is not.
I screwed up. I shouldn't have taken the bait. I'll save that for another day. Let's go to Anthony in Hicksville. What's up, Anthony?
Evan, I have a question. So what's your point about it, the Spurs, if it would be unprecedented? What is the ultimate point? Does that mean they can't win?
Doesn't mean they can't win. It means I'm very skeptical about them winning, that I find that winning an NBA championship and the rigors that you have to go through to win one, like having immediate success is so foreign to me that's why I've been skeptical about their run. I mean, can they win? Sure, of course they can win, but yeah.
Just a question. So them beating the Thunder, wouldn't that make you more than skeptical at this point? Wouldn't that make you like somewhat of a believer at this point? Like once you beat the Thunder, who's the best team in the NBA other than the Spurs currently, I would think that would be enough to be like, all right, forget being skeptical. Similar to you being skeptical of Wembanyama, and now he's kind of proving you wrong too.
Absolutely. Well, I think with Wemby, he's convinced me, Anthony. The only part of Wemby that I'd still have some concerns about is the ability to stay healthy. That as someone who is 7'4" and plays the kind of basketball he plays, are we talking about this guy at age 30 still going out there and playing most games? I don't want to say every game because I don't even think that's a necessity, but is he going out there throughout his mid-20s and late 20s and early 30s as a guy that's playing all the time? I probably still share that skepticism.
Yeah.
But we've seen him in action. He is the best player in the sport when he's out there. So obviously, yes, proven wrong about that. I think when it comes to San Antonio, the skepticism I still have is, can they take this ultimate success that they just accomplished? Actually, it's not the ultimate success, the close to ultimate success, and not rest on their laurels and not feel like the mission is accomplished, which is, yes, a concern I would still have about them. And to your point, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If they're winning an NBA championship, I mean, I'd be the first to tell you and say, boy, they've done something that I never saw coming because we've basically never seen it. And I would defy anybody, man. Go through NBA history. Go through all the great teams. You have to lose before you win.
Yeah.
And I would say that's more so in basketball than any other sport. Well, I don't think it's the case in every other sport.
Forget the dynasty era. We're about to have the 8th different champion in 8 years. All right, I think I have that math right.
Yeah, since 2018. So you go Warriors, Raptors from 18-19.
Yeah.
You've got Lakers 20. You've got Milwaukee 21, Golden State 22. Okay, so that's the repeat. So you got to start it in 19 with Toronto. Yes.
So even outside of the Warriors getting that other one at the end, all of these other champions have exactly that, the massive loss before the win. The Knicks have experienced that. The Spurs have
100%. I mean, the Knicks are battle-tested.
Yeah, even the Thunder, at least the year before, had a deep enough run before they went.
The New York Yankees had overall a pretty good weekend. They won 2 out of 3 in Sacramento against the A's. And yesterday they had a historic third inning in which Chris Big Mac McMonagle's scorecard got completely screwed up by the Yankees batting around. I call it the double bat around because they actually sent Anthony Volpe up for a third time.
Crazy.
And they scored 11 runs without an out being recorded. But let's not forget the Yankees were down 3-0. So what was the turning point of yesterday's Yankee game? Would you like to go first or shall I?
I'll go first. It's got to be just simply Ben Rice tying the game at 3 because
that was not the turning point.
The floodgates were going to open.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And I defy Emmanuel Barbari to have said no. So, ladies and gentlemen, was it the Ben Rice extra base hit that tied the game up at 3? Let's find out.
Ben Rice lines it, base it down the right field line, all the way into the right field corner. Here comes the merry-go-round. Schumann home. Wells home. Goldschmidt standing at third. How about a 2-run game-tying double for Benny Barrels? Ben Rice all knotted at 3.
Benny Barrels.
How about that? Emmanuel on the call out in Sacramento, huh?
Yes, I think Dave Sims has in his contract he will not work in Sacramento.
Yeah. Michael K proved a point, too, by going out there this weekend.
Did he?
Yeah, I think Michael
What
K...
do you mean he proved a point? I know he was out there, but what does that mean?
I think Michael K got like a lot of hate that he skips like the rando series, and he's been like really good about it, even last year. So now he's going to Sacramento.
Well, no. The critique of Michael K has been he specifically skips Minnesota. To where there were rumors that there's a warrant out for his arrest in the state of Minnesota, which I don't know why that would be true, because that Michael K is a good dude. Yeah. We all know that.
I love Mike.
Yeah. He's a very nice guy. Now, I don't think he committed any kind of crime, so it's very strange. But he was missing so many games in Minnesota that was the rumor. Yeah. But I think he ended it by going to Minnesota last year.
Yeah, he thought Target Field was beautiful. I think he tried some chicken tenders there the way we went. Yeah.
He went above and beyond and said, see, I'm here. But you know what? I can't blame Dave Sims. Like, if you're given a certain amount of time to take vacation and you're going to skip certain road trips, aren't you skipping Sacramento? Isn't that like the obvious one?
Yeah. I can't imagine the press box situation's great either. It's a minor league stadium.
Yeah. So I don't blame him for that one. But that was a hell of a weekend and a hell of a road trip for the New York Yankees.
Do you know this real quickly? What is that pyramid-looking thing in the outfield?
Casino.
Oh, it's a casino.
I have no idea. I made it up.
I was like, is that an office building in Sacramento? It looks like that.
I'm going to go with casino. I bet if you look it up,
all right,
that will be the answer.
All right.
But good weekend for the Yankees. Good weekend for the Mets as they sweep the Miami Marlins. And just to answer the question, because I know Met fans are like, oh, do you believe? Are they good? Are they back? The answer is no. I'm very happy that they won 3 games, and I'm thrilled over the last 2, especially to outscore the Marlins 16-2 over those 2 days. But the schedule's about to stiffen. The Mets just had a very soft schedule for about a month and a half. Other than the Yankees, they played a lot of bad teams.
Yep.
And they walked away from it with a record of 18-17. Not terrible, but not good enough. They go to Seattle. They've won 6 in a row. They go to San Diego. I am fearful, especially with bullpen games being pitched, that the Mets are about to get slapped on the West Coast. That's my fear. So I'm happy they won.
What if it's 5-1?
Excuse me?
If they go 5-1.
Oh, I'd be celebrating.
Are they back at 5-1?
I would be very encouraged, yeah.
Okay.
I think you actually named something that feels so unrealistic that I don't think it'll happen. Yeah. But if they had a 5-1 West Coast trip against Seattle, who's won 6 in a row, in San Diego, I'd probably come back here next Monday saying maybe we have something.
All right. Little 5-1 on the road, West Coast, hiding during the NBA Finals.
Shaun. Do you think they're going 5-1?
No.
They're throwing like 2 bullpen days in a row to start this thing. You think they're going 5-0?
No, but I'm rooting for it.
Well, I'm rooting for 6-0. That doesn't mean it's going to happen.
All right. Fair enough.
You're asking me a question.
Real quick pyramid watch.
Yeah.
It's called the Ziggurat. Ziggurat. It's a 10-story office complex.
Told you.
I got that one wrong.
You did. No blackjack being
Built
played
in
there.
1997 by the Money Store.
The Money Store built that?
Yes.
Huh. Little did they know they would get so much attention because that AAA ballpark would become a Major League ballpark for 3 years. And I can't be the only one who did this. Yankee fans definitely did this at some point. So you're watching these 3 games, and you're like, well, they're moving. They're going to be the Las Vegas A's. How many of you Googled the A's stadium in Vegas just to see if there's progress on it? Because I totally did that.
There is, though.
Yeah. Well, so you Googled it.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm not the only one.
Yeah. David Cohn was talking about it yesterday, the broadcast, how he's basically already signed up to make sure he's always on those road trips.
David Cohn's the best. We'll get to some baseball a little bit later on. We'll get back to your calls coming up, including an investigation. What actually happened to Mitchell Robinson? There are some conflicting reports on what went down and its impact on this Knicks-Spurs series. HSS is ranked number 1 in orthopedics for 16 years in a row, according to U.S. News and World Report, and is the official hospital of the New York Knicks, Brooklyn Nets, and New York Liberty. When you choose HSS, you're requesting the best orthopedic care you can get, and you're receiving it. Basketball requires speed, agility, and precision, and their specialists understand the demands of the game, providing expert care to help you recover and return to the court. Whether it's a recreational league or professional arena, most major insurance plans are accepted. Learn more or make an appointment at hss.edu.
Contractors, when deadlines are tight, you need a supplier that moves like you do. Windorama keeps the Northeast's largest in-stock selection of Andersen windows, patio doors, and storm doors ready for same-day pickup or next-day delivery. Need custom assemblies? They build them in-house to keep your jobs on track. And with Rama Rewards for Pros, earn up to 2% back plus perks like free delivery. Windorama for Pros. Your job, your deadline, your team. Visit windorama.com/4-pros to learn more.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
The New York Football Giants would be insane to sign free agent wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. Now, I loved Beckham during his first run with the Giants, but we haven't seen him play since 2024, and he would create a distraction that this team absolutely does not need right now. No one wants to hear from a fourth wide receiver if a team loses a game, and that's what will happen if the Giants sign Beckham. I'm Nick Costos.
There's only one Ozempic.
Hello, I'm Ozempic.
And I'm other GLP-1s, kind of like him. Ozempic, you redid your jingle?
Thanks for noticing. Catchy, right?
No.
Okay, then. Well, ask your doctor about which FDA-approved uses of me, the Ozempic pen, may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide injection, 2 milligrams. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic.
There's only one Ozempic.
I told you it was catchy.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Who sells Michelin tires at the guaranteed lowest price? Town Fair Tire. Who gives you the most free services for the life of your Michelin tires? Town Fair Tire. So when you put it all together, who gives you the absolute best deal on a new set of Michelin tires? The answer couldn't be more obvious. For the absolute best deal on a new set of Michelin tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
This is Sal Licata. You definitely don't want your AC system to fail this summer. So call my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's air conditioning experts. Have them check your cooling system now. I know Edison Heating and Cooling, they are the real deal. Go to EdisonHVAC.com.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ senses a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Running a small business is a daily balancing act. One late shipment, one price hike, one employee issue, and your whole month, maybe the entire year, could be in trouble. That's where LendSeek comes in.
I needed $100,000 fast to keep up with inventory demands. LendSeek had me funded the same day I applied. Between their AI platform finding the fastest deal and a dedicated funding specialist guiding the process, it couldn't have been easier.
Our AI-driven platform matches your business with the right program from over 100 funders, up to $2 million in as fast as 24 hours. Don't wait until it's too late. If you've been in business at least 2 years with more than $500,000 in annual revenue, qualifying is simple. No collateral, no out-of-pocket costs, no hassle. From lines of credit, term loans to revenue-based financing, LendSeek is open for business. Apply in minutes at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers with back taxes owed to the IRS. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, you may now be eligible for relief through current IRS initiatives for struggling taxpayers. In some cases, taxpayers may qualify to reduce as much as 99% of what they owe. You may already be experiencing wage garnishment, liens, levies, or audits and be unaware of this important information. Call Guardian Tax now to see what relief you may be eligible for at 800-404-6851. By taking action today, you may be able to stop all collections and resolve your tax problem before your tax problem gets worse. Tax experts are standing by to review your case and fight to slash your debt dramatically. Don't let your tax problem get worse and miss this time-sensitive opportunity. Check your eligibility with Guardian Tax now. Call 800-404-6851. 800-404-6851. That's 800-404-6851.
Guys, let's keep it simple. There are two things you probably should be doing: taking care of your health and doing something that actually makes an impact. Here's a way to do both. California Cryobank is looking for healthy men to become sperm donors. You can earn up to $2,400 a month and get free health and genetic screenings along the way. So yeah, you're getting paid to get checked out, and you're helping families who need it. Efficient, smart, done. Check out spermbank.com to learn more. Apply and see if you qualify.
Hey, if you have a small business, you might not know you could be wasting money on your business mobile plan, paying for stuff you don't actually need. But with My Biz Plan from Verizon Business, you can choose exactly what you want and only pay for what you need for your business. When you're in control of your mobile plan, you can make every dollar count. Visit VerizonBusiness.com. Do it today to learn more and make the switch. Verizon Business.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Is Odell Beckham Jr. about to be a Giant again? Shaun will give us his exclusive information coming up in a little bit. But obviously, as the Knicks get set to take on the San Antonio Spurs, one of the stories that has become so fascinating over the last few days is the story around Mitchell Robinson. So it comes out that Mitchell Robinson has a broken pinky. Sham Charania drops that out of absolute nowhere. And then a few hours later, don't worry, he plans on playing in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. We then find out the other day that it's a fracture of his fifth metacarpal, which is the bone connecting the wrist to the pinky finger. So now we have more specifics on it. Then a picture comes out of Mitchell Robinson on a TikTok video of wearing a full brace on his hand. Then, and this all happened late on Friday, and I could not get enough of it. It was like a whodunit. We started to get questions on how he got hurt. Now, on Evan and Tiki on Friday, the assumption was made that it happened during Game 4. But we then received the quote from Mike Brown where he's like, it didn't happen in Game 4. Now, we didn't hear the audio of it. We have the audio now. I'll play it for you in a second. And your reaction was, and Tiki's as well, is, well, maybe he got hurt in Game 3, and the Knicks don't want to get in any kind of trouble when it comes to the injury report.
Yep.
So first, I want to play for you what Mike Brown said so you can hear it in its context on Friday. This is where he's asked, hey, so Mitchell Robinson clearly injured himself in Game 4, right? Reporter asks that question, and you'll hear Mike Brown's exchange, which tells you that it wasn't in Game 4.
In the game?
Did the Mitch injury happen in game?
In Game 4?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
So was it in basketball activities or not basketball?
It was not at practice yesterday. Yeah. It was not at practice yesterday, and it wasn't in the game. That you would have to. Yeah.
Now, you can hear in the background, it was Knicks PR saying, all right, stop asking about this. So Mike Brown says it was not in Game 4 and it was not during practice. I listened to this, finally heard the audio as I was driving to Citi Field on Friday, and my walkaway or my takeaway from it was, boy, Shaun and Tiki are right. It happened in Game 3. But then I turned on WFAN. And I listen to my dear friends, Chris Big Mac McMonagle and Craig Harden.
The most trusted voices to talk Knicks basketball.
I trust them. This is what Craig said about Mitchell Robinson's injury.
I believe that Mitchell Robinson may have broken his pinky while enjoying a recreational activity that every one of us has enjoyed many times in our lifetimes.
So that's what Craig says. So now, no offense to them, I turn them off and go back to Mike Brown. Because now I need to hear it again, knowing that Craig, and you could tell by that clip, he's reporting it without reporting it.
Yeah,
like it's one of those things. Someone told him, he's like, may have, like, wink, wink. Like, he's telling you it wasn't basketball, but he's not, like, fully reporting it. That's how at least I interpreted it. So now I go back to Mike Brown. I listen to Mike Brown again, and you could hear him say it didn't happen in a game. So
in a game period.
In a game period. I took it as it didn't happen in Game 4, but once you get that information, it's, it didn't happen in a game. So now you play the game of how did it happen? And based on Craig's description, at least the assumption I've come up with, I did not speak to him about this. This is me as a listener, that it sounds like it was bowling. That would be my interpretation of it. That Mitchell Robinson was bowling and somehow injured the fifth metacarpal. So
how do you
Detective Evan has come up with all of that. Yes.
Outside of dropping the ball on your hand, how do you do that bowling?
So great question. Thank you for asking. As a bowler myself, I used to be very good at this.
Okay.
A long time ago. If you jerk your hand back and it kind of flips, even if your finger isn't in it because your pinky is not in the hole, it can still kind of bend. It can still kind of hit that ball as you're whipping it back, especially if you're trying to put a mean curve on it.
Well, it's like having sex.
I could assume Mitchell Robinson's got a mean curve, like he's not just bowling straight.
Gigantic hands, too.
No doubt. So I think that the twist could have literally caused the injury. So based on Mike Brown and based on what Craig didn't report or reported, Mitchell Robinson injured himself not playing basketball. Now, why does this matter? Great question. Did you ask that?
No. Okay.
If the Knicks... Sorry.
No, it's fine.
If the Knicks win this series, it doesn't matter. It will die in the annals of sports history. It'll just be like, I guess he had some kind of issue. If the Knicks lose this series and Mitch's inability to either be effective or be on the court is a part of why this lives like Amari Stoudemire hitting the fire extinguisher. And this becomes a major story. So I think what we're sitting on right now is a story that's, I'm not going to say major, didn't lead the show with it.
No.
I think it's there. And I think it has a chance to be elevated in New York sports lore if things go bad over the next 2 weeks. What say you?
Okay, well, first and foremost, the reason it's a little different is we've made this assumption. We don't fully know. We know Amari Stoudemire punched a fire extinguisher. So it's hard to say it lives on forever if we don't know it's officially bowling without Mitch ever saying it in Baggy Day whenever that comes. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I think while we all have the right to be angry if that's what Mitch was doing, like, could we just not be involved with heavy balls or doing anything recreational that doesn't involve basketball between now and the finals? It's one thing. But this is also more simple than, oh, he broke the one that went wee all the way home. Of course he's going to play. The bone that connects the wrist to the pinky, the metacarpal, is that what we're calling it?
Well, that's what it's called.
What it's called.
That's what I decided to call it one
that
day.
feels, and you saw the picture with the brace, like more of like a hand, full-blown hand injury. And I think when we heard the word pinky, I think we downplayed the significance of this a little
So you
bit.
think this is significant?
I do think it's significant. I think he's going to be a tough guy and go out there and play, but I just don't know how we get the Mitchell Robinson that we expect to get. Now, you want to say, well, he doesn't hit shots anyway. Even certain things like handling a ball as you fly through the air and dunk it, where those two
I think that's the fair concern.
You know?
Like, you're right. This isn't his game. You know, even when Josh Hart dealt with it, Josh Hart shoots threes. I mean, he shot 40% from three this year. We forget that. Shooting's a big part of his game. And when he's not shooting well and they don't respect him, it changes the floor spacing of the New York Knicks. In terms of Mitchell Robinson, it's obviously not going to affect that. His free throw shooting is already atrocious. Some people like the idea that he should go granny shot like Rick Barry. Some think it's dumb, whatever. It's not going to happen.
If I got asked about this more publicly this weekend, is Evan Roberts a moron was the headline of everybody who came up to me asking you about the Rick Barry
taking the granny shot? Why?
That topic I was like, well, but what's the difference?
Yeah,
You can't hit him anyway.
it's a real, like, it pisses people off for some reason, but I don't understand why. Like,
dude, like 4 people this weekend. Was Evan serious with that?
Why is that moronic, out of curiosity?
I guess because, well, he's never tried it in a game. Why are we suddenly going to do that in the NBA Finals? My point was, well,
it can't get worse.
Yes.
And the evidence, and this is the part people leave out, it's just, oh, what a stupid opinion. Wilt Chamberlain had his best success shooting free throws at the granny shot and then decided not to do it because it was embarrassing. But that's neither here nor
who
there.
cares?
Fine,
Right.
I'm an idiot, whatever. I know I'm a moron. I don't know what it affects. And that's the thing that we're all going to battle going into Wednesday night. Like, does it affect his ability to grab a rebound? Does it affect his ability to block a shot? You would think, no, it just swatted away. Does it affect his ability to catch a lob, which is a huge weapon? None of us know. But that's the mystery of the Mitchell Robinson thing, which is why it's not the biggest story in the world yet. But if it negatively affects him in this series, I'll tell you right now, I had fun playing that Craig clip. He's going to be on trial.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, well, what'd you know and when'd you know it? Because that could become a big thing. Now, luckily and hopefully for Knick fans' sake, it doesn't. He plays through it. It doesn't affect him. And you forget that he has any kind of injury. But just understand, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Obviously, the Knicks are in the NBA Finals, and Mitchell Robinson, especially because of the matchup against San Antonio, features a pivotal role. If he's affected, or dare I say doesn't play, then it becomes, what did he do, when did he do it, and does this live in lore the way Aaron Boone did for playing basketball that one time?
And it's fair to say.
Good lore for that, by
Good
the
lore.
way. Yeah.
Bring that up. It's fair to say, at least with Aaron Boone's case, look, he was getting cardio run in an offseason. If this really was a recreational game of bowling, like I do have to ask, I know not a lot of people get hurt doing this. What the hell is Mitchell Robinson doing?
Is he not allowed to bowl after, winning the Eastern Conference Championship?
Evan, it's a great point. And this will be the argument, is these guys aren't robots, right? They're humans too. They're allowed to go out to recreational activities. I would argue, though, when you're at the pinnacle of accomplishing the greatest feat in your profession, which involves you being available to play that feat, I think those are the 2 weeks and you say, I could bowl in a month. I could golf in a month. I could, go play a pickup game in a month. I think everything in these 2 weeks that involves your physical body has to be poured into basketball.
It's bowling.
Dude,
90-year-old men bowl all the time.
And 90-year-old men could drop a ball in their toe and break their foot, too. Like, I know, it seems like the simplest, silliest sport, but weird things happen when you do unnecessary stuff.
All right, can I ask you a dumb question?
It's bubble wrap time, man. It's the NBA Finals.
No, and ask you a dumb but serious question.
All right.
So I forget which Nick. I think it was Jose Alvarado was at the Met game the other day. Pretty cool.
Yes.
Mets haven't lost since. So
Another guy that knows a thing or two about growing up in this town and the Knicks history.
That's right. Grand Theft Alvarado. If Mitchell Robinson went to a Met game and got hit by a line drive, it happens.
Completely different.
Or the flying bat. You saw the flying bat yesterday that got stuck in the net? Do we say, well, he can't be going to a Met game?
No.
I mean, you could get hit by an object.
No, because that is sitting down. You're asking him to sit down and watch something. Like, if he got elbowed by somebody with too much popcorn at the movie theater and got a black eye, we wouldn't get mad at him. Bowling is a physical activity, as lame as it might sound or not. And it involves heavy balls. Heavy balls can drop.
I also want to make it very clear, I am assuming bowling based on that clip. Play it one more time. This was from Friday afternoon after I heard Mike Brown say it didn't happen in a game and it didn't happen in practice. Okay, how did Mitchell Robinson get hurt?
I believe that Mitchell Robinson may have broken his pinky while enjoying a recreational activity that every one of us has enjoyed many times in our lifetimes.
Yeah, that's why I assume bowling. Could it be pool? Could it be billiards? Could it be mini golf? Could be a little mini golf?
You're a more sane human than I am.
What's that?
That is not the way I interpreted it.
Well, first of all, before you say anything sexual, he said that we all did it as kids. So be careful.
What the hell are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I was talking about maybe a bad game of cards where he punched something afterwards where he lost, or a game of
No,
cards.
he was assuming it's a recreational activity that kids even do.
What the hell were you thinking?
Sex.
Who's broken their pinky having sex?
I don't know, but that's where I thought you were going. And again, why it's not the punching or anything
that's
of
what
sexual
I was thinking,
nature.
that maybe it was a recreational game where he was angry.
It's that's mini golf or bowling.
I think you guys are missing something. Is it possible he was playing a game of pickup basketball, and that's where it happened?
No. That would be a problem. That's a problem.
That's not possible,
No,
though?
if it was in practice, fine. Or shooting a gun at the range.
Yeah.
Mitch likes them.
Yeah.
Big Second Amendment guy.
Riding a horse?
Can you injure your pinky like shooting
on
a gun?
on a kickback?
I've never shot a gun before.
If you're not used to it, yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Kickback can happen, yeah.
Let's get back to your calls, 888-808-1019. Mike is in Princeton, New Jersey. Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys. How you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. So let me tell you why the Knicks are going to win.
Go.
There was an interview at the end of the fourth game, and the interviewer asked one of the players, I cannot remember the name of the player, but so the interviewer asked him, you guys going to go out and celebrate? And the player basically said, no, we are not going to celebrate. We are going back home to work. And that alone showed me that he is determined and focused on winning the championship.
So I will tell you who the player was. The player you're talking about is Karl Anthony Towns. I could try to find the audio for Rosie to play it because we actually played that on the air. And one of the takeaways I had is, wow, this shows you the level of focus that the New York Knicks have, that they just won the Eastern Conference and they're not even thinking about celebrating. They're not thinking about popping champagne or anything of that nature. So I agree with you that was a very, if I'm a Knicks fan, that's a sentiment that makes me feel good. Where I've got a player outwardly saying, hey, we're not even celebrating. We are so laser focused on the job at hand. Do you have that audio? It's in our system from last week. If not a big deal. But caller brings that up. We played it. It put it this way. It got enough attention for me to say, hey, we should play this on the air. Because I thought it was really like, wow.
Right.
And I mentioned this at the top of the show when talking about the Spurs and the emotions they had in winning the West. Their celebration was very different than the Knicks. And it rang with me because this was something I was assuming late last week when we talked about Spurs Thunder, that I thought that there was a possibility that if San Antonio wins, there can almost be, as crazy as it sounds, a letdown after knocking off the defending champion and almost thinking mission accomplished before the mission has actually been accomplished.
Now, the thing they will have going for them is, unlike the conference finals ending, it's not 2 days before they're right back on the court.
Right. They have more time to kind of get their head straight.
Recalibrate, for sure.
Absolutely. And I wonder if that does make a difference.
Do we want some breaking football news?
Did they sign Odell Beckham Jr.?
They did not. They did sign another wide receiver, though.
Wow. Whoa. Juju Smith-Schuster?
The Giants are signing veteran wide receiver Braxton Berrios to a one-year deal per his agents Drew Rosenhaus and Robert Bailey.
Wow.
Okay, this is significant.
That's Adam Schefter tweeting it. But
okay,
now Braxton Berrios was one of the groupings of guys that worked out today, including Odell Beckham Jr. and you mentioned Juju.
And I think Anthony Miller. So that's why it's significant, which means they left the workout signing somebody, and it wasn't Odell Beckham Jr. Now, Berrios makes sense from the standpoint of
Specials.
They just lost Gunnar Olszewski to a torn Achilles. Yes. Their kick return.
That's the value that Odell, unfortunately, at this point in his career, is probably not going to provide.
Yeah.
Even though Braxton Berrios isn't exactly 25 years old.
And I know there was speculation in terms of whether the Giants would sign multiple receivers out of this workout. I just don't know how they have those roster spots. But I think it's significant that they worked out Odell Beckham Jr. and they did not sign him immediately, and there was another wide receiver that signed in the same workout.
Once a Jet, always a Jet.
Yeah.
Braxton Berrios.
Yeah. Hey, Alex Earl, come calling back. He's back in the game.
Yeah, they broke up, didn't they?
Yeah.
Isn't she with Tom Brady?
Or was that another Alex? I've lost count.
I don't know. I thought you were on top of this stuff.
If we're being honest, she's a bit much.
What does that mean?
Just everything with the TikTok and the this and that, the decorating the Christmas trees. I had enough of it.
I didn't know you had an opinion on Alex Earl.
Her content does nothing for me.
We'll get more into the Beckham decision coming up in a few more minutes. Let's go to Tom in New Jersey. What's up, Tom?
Hey, it's a little late in the season. Thanks for making a phone call. But you guys, 1969, the worst team in baseball was the New York Mets in July, and they beat the most powerful team in baseball, the Baltimore Orioles. Just like George Washington beat the most powerful country, England. That's what it was.
Nailed it. I think he nailed it. I think the 69 Mets, very similar to the United States becoming the United States and gaining its independence. The Orioles equals England, and Gil Hodges equals George Washington.
All right. Young Gil.
Spot on. Let's go to Dan in Bayside. Hey, Dan.
Hey, guys. I called last week. I went to Game 4 when I was coming back from Cleveland. And I'm telling you, I was listening to sports talk from stations from all over the country. This is the Knicks' year. If it wasn't the Knicks and it was another team and we were watching the 11-12 games they played in the playoffs, we would say, this is their year. The only reason we're not doing that is because as Knicks fans, and I know you're not, Evan, but as a Knicks fan, it's been so long. But this is their year. It's Knicks in 5. It doesn't matter if they play Wemby, if they played OKC. It's Knicks in 5. This is definitely 2026. It has to be their year. The way they've played, you can't play any better. If it's not this year, it's never happening.
Well,
it's never going to happen.
I think you said a lot there. And the last thing you said is something that Joe has said, the great Joe Beningo has said, and I totally buy it. It's funny, Joe B. and Shaun Morash have the exact same opinion. They express it in the exact same way. When Shaun does it, he's a troll.
Right.
When Joe does it, he's speaking the truth. And the truth is, Joe is speaking the truth. And it's what Dan just said. If not now, when? Mm-hmm. If you're playing like the 96 Bulls and you're blitzkrieging the Eastern Conference and you're in the NBA Finals against a team that has never had postseason success until this season, it is there for you. Yes. That doesn't mean it's easy. No one's saying, oh, it's an easy road. No one is saying that. We're merely saying this is it. Now, the first part of Dan's phone call I disagree with. And this is very difficult to prove, but I think if you listen to the station enough, we'll try to make it as scientific as we can. I think most Knicks fans do believe, whether it's callers, whether it's hosts on this radio station, and we're going to find out on Wednesday. I believe every host at WFAN will pick the New York Knicks to win the NBA championship, every single one of them. And I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not even mocking them. I don't think there's this idea of, oh, it's the Knicks, they're not going to win. I don't sense that. I don't sense that from hosts, and I don't sense that from fans. I think most fans believe that they are going to beat the San Antonio Spurs, and they are winning a championship for the first time since 1973.
This is why you're walking around the newsroom asking people like me and others around here, what's your sense here? You think? You're getting the groundwork. Is this
I'm trying to see
is this a poll? Is this an early poll?
Well, but when someone like Dan calls in, who I respect, and says, hey, the only reason Knicks fans don't believe, and you could stop the sentence right there, my experience is that they do believe.
Yeah.
I disagree with that sentiment.
My sense is Knicks fans believe, but they don't want to simultaneously be told it has to happen now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That seems to be where Knicks fans are starting to get sensitive. Well, hold on now. We're in the middle of an era here. No. Look at the way this has happened the last couple finals. This is your window now.
Look, Joe has said it best. He said it to me a few weeks ago when I was a guest on the show, and he said it yesterday or on Saturday on his Saturday show. It's not that the team's not going to be good next year.
Right.
No one is saying that.
Right.
It's that these specific opportunities, they don't come around often.
Yep.
And so when you're this close, you got to grab it.
Yeah. There's no more punting now. This is it. No more punting and going, we'll get them next year.
Now, I will tell you, let's say they lose to the Spurs. Let's say this positive sense is wrong and they lose a hard-fought series. That doesn't mean you're not going to believe come October of next year.
Of course.
I mean, they are a championship contender. They'll probably even be the favorites in the East.
I was going to say, yeah. I mean, it might be one of the 3 favorites in the entire NBA next year. But again, you'll likely look back going, that was our chance.
This is very interesting. A guy on hold who was at the same establishment of the Mitchell Robinson question that we are now debating based on what Mike Brown said and based on what Craig alluded to on Friday. Let's go to Anthony in Westchester. What's up, Anthony?
What's up, guys? So it definitely wasn't bowling where we were. No. Let's say it was a high-class place in Westchester, probably where Mitch lives or has a place. His pinky was fine. He was holding up some martinis with no problem. Now, after that, who knows what happened. But I highly doubt that around 11 o'clock at night, he found a bowling alley after the amount of martinis and drinks he was having. So maybe not the whole team celebrated, but Mitch was definitely celebrating.
Now, we're sure this happened Tuesday night?
No, we're not. That's why you may have seen him out, but that doesn't mean that's the night of said incident.
He could have been bowling Wednesday at 9 a.m.
Exactly. Now, what I've learned by living in Westchester, I live in Westchester, I've never seen a New York Knick out in public, but I've been told a lot about Knicks sightings. I had a friend the other day say, I ran into Jalen Brunson at a convenience store. Yeah. And I was like, wow. And then someone else was like, yo, I ran into Josh Hart. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like all in my neighborhood. Yeah. And I've wondered aloud to myself, I'll wonder it to you, what would I do if I ran into Jalen Brunson? Like, would I say anything?
No. You just put your head down. You pretend you don't
You're
know.
dead to me. What?
You pretend you don't know.
You think that's what I should do or would do? Because those are two very different questions.
I think it's what you should do out of respect for the guy anyway. He's just a guy living his life that wants to go to the convenience store.
Don't bother him.
You shut the hell
up. I got you.
Jalen Brunson, he gets balled everywhere we go. Especially somebody like you. You can't be a pig. You meet enough athletes. You need to go up to Jalen Brunson at a 7-Eleven.
I haven't said I was going to do anything. I was merely asking.
Well, you did say what I wanted to do or what I should do.
What if I ran into Josh Hart?
Josh Hart, you're an idiot.
Why do you hate the Nets so much, Josh?
So I bring that up?
Because he was a douche to your team. Jalen Brunson's never been a douche to the Nets.
What would you do if you ran into Jalen Brunson at a convenience store?
Little head nod, like an acknowledgement of I know who you are, but I'm going to be respectful and not bother you.
How about Josh Hart?
Same deal.
How about Mitchell Robinson?
Same deal.
How about Mikal Bridges?
A little different.
Mikal Bridges!
I think I'd pick my nose 5 different times and flick it at him each time.
Oh, that's very classy.
I'll give him his 5 picks back.
That's funny.
Thank you.
I didn't see that coming. I thought you were just being a disrespectful slob.
I usually am.
Yeah, I don't think I'd say anything. And I think that's what we all should do. Like, respect the man.
Yeah.
All Jalen Brunson's trying to do is buy, food at the convenience store. Because his wife was probably like, dude, you travel enough.
Yeah.
I know you make a lot of money.
Right.
I know you're the king of New York. I'm not buying the eggs this time.
That's it.
You go get it.
Go get the Ben and Jerry's out of the freezer and come right home.
What is going on with Odell Beckham Jr.? The New York Giants have added a wide receiver, and it's not Odell. We'll try to figure out why, plus plenty more of your New York Knicks phone calls and baseball as well. 888-808-1019. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
If you're looking to level up your wardrobe, check out Collars & Co. You might have seen them on Shark Tank where they landed a deal with Mark Cuban. They're the team behind the dress collar polo that sold over 1 million shirts. Now they've launched the Maverick Performance Blazer, and this thing is legit. It's sharp, lightweight, and completely wrinkle resistant. Perfect for travel. Just pack it up, and it comes out looking fresh. Plus, you get smart feature like security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So hit collarsandco.com and use code Tiki for 20% off. And this portion of the program was brought to you by Bet365.
First pitch swung on, deep drive.
The Yankees are back in the Bronx taking on the Guardians. 7:05 tomorrow night.
It is gone, a home run.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the action. The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan. 101.9 FM, 660 AM, and always available en Espanol with Ricky Ricardo on the Odyssey app.
With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey.
This ain't pop. This ain't pretty. This is Southern hospitality. The Black Crowes, Whiskey Myers, blues-soaked guitars, outlaw swagger. Rock and roll the way it was meant to be. Loud, raw, and real. The Southern Hospitality Tour. The Black Crowes. Whiskey Myers. Saturday, June 20th, Prudential Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Diving for that grounder got you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Layup, take you down? We've got specialists for that. With nearly 50 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orland & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better, faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And that's not always an easy thing for me to achieve. But my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. Call CertaPro Painters today and get a no-nonsense free estimate on a professional job that you'll be happy with for years to come.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
As the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026, Bank of America knows how much hard work it takes to achieve a dream. So when it comes to owning a home, we're here to help. Get guidance and resources to buy a home you love, including up to $17,500 in select markets when combining down payment and closing cost grants. Visit BofA.com/home team. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America N.A. Equal Housing Lender. Credit and collateral is subject to approval. Restrictions apply. This is not a commitment to lend.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
I've got to share this. Nugenix Total T2 has been a game changer in helping boost total testosterone. My energy is up. I feel leaner, stronger, and more like myself again. Nugenix Total T2 uses a brand new formula fueling performance in and out of the gym. Join the thousands of men who are seeing results.
Text MAIN to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2. MAIN to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Slater Schulman, 488 Madison Avenue, New York, New York. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Attention, former female inmates of Rikers Island Prison in New York City. If you were sexually abused at Rikers Island at any time in the past, no matter how long ago, now is the time to come forward. The new city GMVA law temporarily removes the time restrictions to take legal action, and you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. If you were incarcerated at Rikers Island at any time and were forced into sex with guards or subjected to any sexual misconduct, you may be entitled to substantial cash compensation. Even inmates who willingly participated in sexual relationships with guards can pursue justice, as this is illegal under New York state law. Call our law firm's Women's Prison Sexual Abuse Helpline now at 800-384-0186. But hurry, there is a deadline to file your case. Call now to get the justice and financial settlement you deserve. Call right now at 800-384-0186. 800-384-0186.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
The savings are coming!
Wow! He showed up just in time.
It's America's 250th birthday. We're celebrating a month early at Nielsen Dodge.
By giving you freedom of choice. Save up to $250 off service. Save up to $250 off accessories.
With leases for $250 or under.
Lease a new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport S 4-door 4x4. Just $249 a month.
Lease with loyalty for just $229 a month.
There's always zero down payment. The credit help you need. More savings with your trade-in.
And of course, great deals. For leases $250 or under, hurry to Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com.
At Nielsen Dodge.
Declaration of Deal Sales Event.
With approval, term 36-24 months, due at sign, everyone $58.44 with loyalty $58.24. Add tax tag $498 doc and DMV fees. See dealer for details.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
You look like you could use a refresher, a Dunkin' refresher. Try Dunkin's delicious black cherry or berry acai refreshers. One sip and you'll feel refreshed. There's so many delicious flavors like mango, pineapple, or strawberry dragon fruit. So whether you're powering through your day or just pulling up for a little treat, make it a Dunkin' refresher. Dunkin' Refreshers, they're the perfect summer pick-me-up. Dunkin' Refreshers are fruit-flavored, contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Terms and exclusions may apply.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
This Fan Focus is brought to you by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. During yesterday's Orioles-Blue Jays game, Toronto outfielder Jesus Sanchez was injured by a ball thrown from the bleachers and forced to leave the game, sustaining a bruise to his right wrist. This wasn't a malicious situation, however. It was just a miscommunication as Sanchez was motioning to play catch with a young fan in the outfield bleachers.
That's what they're claiming in the right field bleachers, that it was like a 13-year-old kid and that Jesus Sanchez had said, hey, I'll have a catch with you. And then he turned around, kid threw the ball, and then it hit him. So
Yes.
that's what's being claimed, but it's, who knows what actually happened.
After the game, Sanchez and the Orioles management, everyone seemed to agree that was it, and the young fan was removed from the park.
He got thrown out of the game.
Yeah, so everyone is pretty sure this is kind of what happened. Sanchez wasn't angry after the game, he said. It was just an unfortunate miscommunication of everything, and this Fan Focus is brought to you by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
If you're just tuning in, Odell Beckham Jr. was scheduled to have a workout today, and he did. And he wasn't the only one. The Giants brought in a handful of wide receivers, and this is the second time Odell Beckham Jr. had a workout. And you could tell yesterday that Odell Beckham really wants to be a New York Giant. He was interviewed by the New York Post. I guess it was at the Brian Burns celebrity softball game. He was there. And Odell talked about how much he loved being a New York Giant. This is where you play it, Rosie. Very simple.
And it feels great. It's a place I never wanted to leave, and it's just a special place in my heart just to see all these big blue jerseys, just hoping for the best.
He wants to come back.
Yeah, he's practically begging.
And as of right now, he's not coming back because the Giants, if you just heard, as Rosie said about 15 minutes ago, it's some breaking news, Braxton Berrios, the former Jet, the former Patriot, is signing a one-year deal with the Giants. So does this mean that it's over? Let's stop thinking about Odell Beckham Jr.?
No, I mean, again, before the Gunnar Olszewski injury, the Giants at least had enough interest to have Odell Beckham Jr. work out. What was that, 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
So they brought him back. Now they had the Gunnar Olszewski injury, and they happen to sign a guy who's the same profile as Gunnar Olszewski. So I do wonder.
Why, because they're both white guys?
No, they're.
Is that what you meant?
Returners.
Oh, I got you.
You loser. My point is,
I don't know what you meant. I was trying to get clarification.
While they all worked out together, was this always a situation today where you kind of felt like the Giants were going to come away signing one guy, or was it almost like a different profile? Hey, they're all receivers. We know we need something out of Pot A here. And Odell, is that still alive? And let's be honest. The Berrios contract is probably a lot easier to get done than an Odell Beckham Jr. deal because the Giants probably could cut Braxton Berrios at the end of August.
Why can't they cut Odell Beckham Jr.?
You can, but you know how this goes. Is Odell Beckham Jr. going to agree to a deal where he knows, hey, listen, at the end of this, you might be Amadi Toomer with the Chiefs or Victor Cruz with the Bears where you make it out of August, we don't want any hoopla, you could get cut. And I don't know if there's certain guarantees Odell needs in a deal.
Oddly, isn't this similar, though? Like, they're flirting with him openly. John Harbaugh confirmed a while ago, I love Odell, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Odell's had 2 workouts. Odell's at the charity softball game yesterday. Odell in that clip talks about how much he loves the Giants. Like, this public flirtation between the Giants and Odell Beckham Jr., isn't it the same thing as signing him and then cutting him in August? They haven't signed him yet. They're openly flirting with him.
Or is it really Odell openly flirting with him and the Giants kind of find themselves in a spot where they don't know how to say no?
Well, John Harbaugh was at a press conference a few weeks ago and said, we're interested in it.
Yeah.
He didn't have to say that. That was his decision.
All right. He also told us he was interested in Rex Ryan. He spoke to him. Was he really interested, or is it just kind of, let me just throw him in? I think John Harbaugh was interested in everything. I think that's what we're learning. How much interest do you really have? And can you really hold a wide receiver workout with the intent of signing Braxton Berrios and tell Odell, by the way, we're not bringing you back to work out there too? I just wonder if that's what this is more of.
So they have no interest in Odell. Is that what your sources are telling you?
No,
You're a Giant insider, Shaun.
I've gotten zero source on this. I was under the interpretation, talking to people who were at this softball game on Saturday, that, and again, this felt like more Odell vibes. Odell to the Giants felt more likely after the Gunner injury than it ever had. Now we get the Berrios news. No source is interpreting this. I don't think Odell Beckham Jr. is going to be a Giant because I think you'd want it done now before the start of this mandatory mini camp at the end of the week. And if you're signing Berrios in the same workout Odell signed in, I'm sorry. How much, like you said, how much more complicated can this contract
I'll phrase it a little bit differently. Do you want them to sign Odell Beckham? A lot of Giant fans do. There seems to be a split, but there's a lot of Giant fans who are like, bring him back. He's Odell. Bah, bah, bah.
Want's the wrong word. I'm not clamoring for nostalgic feels to have Odell Beckham Jr. back. But if Odell Beckham Jr. can help the football team and he gives you, better reps than Darius Slayton as wide receiver 4 on the team, then yeah, by all means. But I'm not sure how much he has left in the tank. So I'm not clamoring for it. I'm trusting John Harbaugh's judgment on this.
So they signed him today. If all of a sudden glass breaks, Giants have signed Odell Beckham Jr., your reaction would be very matter-of-factly like, it's fine.
Okay, go help the team. Are you going to make the team? And I'm interested to see I'm not going to jump for joy and go, oh my God, Odell's back.
Out of curiosity, let's go back to March 22nd and see what Shaun Morash said about signing Odell Beckham Jr. back in March. Let's see if it's changed at all.
Maybe
it
has.
has.
Setup?
No, I'm checking it out. Maybe it's going to be the exact.
You have changed since you left Joe. You know that?
Why I pull old audio?
Yeah.
All right, here is Shaun back in March when I asked him, hey, what's the harm in bringing in Odell Beckham Jr.? What's the harm in it?
I just think that when you cut an Odell Beckham Jr., it's not like cutting Darius Slayton. There will be like a groundswell of he's just a lightning rod, and there's Giant fans that love him, and I've loved him too.
You don't mean that in a negative way, just the reality way.
And it's not Odell's fault, but it's just the reality. You don't need the unintended circus that will come with the idea of Odell watch the entire month of August.
Yeah, pretty consistent.
Okay, so I am consistent. Good, that makes me feel way better.
I don't play clips just to make you look like an idiot. I find it interesting.
Setup, you went, well, let's go back to March.
Look, this is just me speaking. Yeah. I'm only one person. I try sometimes to think what I think of as a listener. And as a listener, sometimes I'm like, what did he say a few months ago? I don't want to Google it. I want to know. So I do that sometimes, not to make you look bad, not to make you look smart, just, hey, this is what you said 3 months ago. That's
and in
all.
the end, we're talking about the 4th or 5th wide receiver on the New York Football Giants right now. If you're signing Odell, you're not signing the guy we had in 2014.
All right. The other thing, before we get back to your calls, is who would be the Giants' #1 receiver, and that was Malik Neighbors, who was at the softball game over the weekend, was also playing dodgeball. Any concerns over the fact that Malik Neighbors was participating in said events?
So, yes, concerns and happiness. Like, I have both combined. First of all, it shouldn't go without saying, great job by everybody involved. LPG, Joe, Brian Burns, Brandon Jacobs. They raised over $100,000 for Brian Burns.
That's awesome.
Everybody went out there. It looked like a great time. Really unique event since we no longer have training camp in Albany to be like front and center of players. Everybody seemed like they had a great time, team unity. That being said, Darius Slayton coming back from the core injury, he was there just kind of waving hi to fans and hanging out. The fact that Malik Neighbors participated in the game and the dodgeball game gives me one of two feelings. Either A, all the groundswell of worry we have shouldn't exist because if he's willing to take the mental step of doing that on a field is great. Or B, it's insanely idiotic because there's a chance he's not ready for week 1. And like we're talking about Mitchell Robinson potentially bowling, Why is Malik Neighbors even in a spot, favoring the knee or not, where he could turn or twist the wrong way in dodgeball? Why is Malik Neighbors in a spot where he's going to jog down to first base like one little pebble in that dirt at Rockland Field or Clover Park, and he twists his knee the wrong way? Why put yourself in an unnecessary athletic activity that has nothing to do with your actual rehab when all you had to do was show up and be part of the team anyway? I did have an issue with it. I did. And I am stunned. Now you got me going, spun up like a top?
Yeah.
I did send out a little tweet about, guys, if he's not ready for week one, we're going to look back and go, that was kind of stupid that he was out there. The amount of Giant fans going, it's just a softball game. Okay. Yesterday, Ramondre Stevenson was in a Patriots one, and he almost had his knee completely blown out by a comic who was caught in a hit and run. Malik Neighbors might have gotten a clearance from doctors only once. Freak things happen at unnecessary moments.
What do you mean by a hit and run? You mean a rundown?
A rundown. I'm sorry.
Okay. So what the hell happened at that softball game?
If anything freakish happened where his knee got tweaked, what would the phone calls have been today? Why is Odell Beckham Jr. participating? So just because nothing happened doesn't mean it wasn't a dumb decision by Malik Neighbors to play in this game.
No, I kind of oddly agree with you. And the way I use it is just I don't want to see it. And I know that sounds so stupid, but it's like the toilet bowl method. If you don't see something, did it actually happen?
Exactly.
And so when you have a guy coming off of an injury, I don't want to be an ogre and crazy and say, boy, he's not allowed to leave his house other than football. I guess I just don't want to see it because it's concerning. And right now, as we sit here on the 1st of June, it feels like the odds of Neighbors being ready for week one are very low. It just doesn't seem likely that Malik Neighbors is suiting up week one. The other weird thing about the Giant offseason is the amount of injuries to the Achilles.
3.
Is there something to that?
I don't know, because 2 of them happened in theory on the same outdoor field, which was Thad Dixon and Gunnar Olszewski, but Roy Robertson-Harris happened in the indoor field on a rainy day. So I think it's all pure coincidence, but it's crazy. It's the same injury already, and we're not even. Now we're in June.
Now, one last thing. Earlier, if you rewind on the Odyssey app, we were talking about George Washington and briefly comparing him to an NFL head coach as someone that got off to a bad start, lost a lot of wars, and then turned it around and became the greatest because obviously the Revolutionary War very important.
Yeah.
A caller mentioned Gil Hodges. I had mentioned Andy Reid. I got to hand it to our coworker who I think gave us the perfect description of George Washington as an NFL head coach.
All right.
Are you ready?
It was Chris McMonaco. His fat ass.
It was Big Mac. Remember, George Washington was on a different team. He was on the side of the British during the French and Indian War, then turned on the British and beat them. The answer is John Gruden. Bang.
Okay, I like that.
Think about that. He's on the Raiders.
Yeah.
Doesn't win. Has success. Doesn't win. Goes to Tampa. Who does Tampa beat in the Super Bowl? His former team. Who does Washington beat in his biggest of wars? The British.
I think I need to see young Washington. I had no idea about George Washington. He fought for the British at one point.
Well, no, we were the British, dude.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Of course it counts.
The Bucks weren't the Raiders.
That's not the point. We were the British. Like we were the colonies.
See, he was still fighting for America, but it was under the British
but
colonies.
We weren't America. We were the 13 colonies
but
under the king.
Only works if the Bucks were the Raiders and moved.
Well, what football comp would actually work then, buddy? If we're going to follow the letter of the law as closely as
a guy with the same team that is a loser and maybe owns slaves and then becomes a winning head coach? None.
Bill Belichick?
Belichick's the guy.
Oh, yeah. You know
Belichick's the guy because he lost 6 years in Cleveland.
George Washington won 6 wars now?
I mean, the Revolutionary should count as 6. It was very important, Sean. I'm not sure if you're aware of that.
The Revolutionary one? Is that the one with the Tea Party? I forget, honestly. Or was that World War I?
Do you know what color coats they were wearing?
Hold on.
Don't speak over his brilliance, Rosie.
Hold on. Obviously, I know the Civil War was civil within us. I know the North and the South.
It was civil?
That was Lincoln, so that was before Washington, which means the one where he beat the British was not World War I because that was after. So it would have been the Revolutionary?
Okay.
That's the 2 if land, 1 if by sea?
Lincoln was before Washington now?
No, I'm sorry. I know Lincoln was part of the Civil War, so that was after Washington.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to figure out is the timing between World War I and World War II. Is it like 200 years or is it like 20 years?
What does World War I and World War II have to do?
Which is the one where we got the Declaration of Independence out of it?
Revolutionary War!
How can it be not that?
World War I. It's 200 years later.
I didn't know if the Revolutionary War is how we got the Mississippi River.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
We got the Louisiana Purchase out of it. Now you're looking at me, and I feel like this is really
we got
bad.
the Louisiana Purchase out of the Louisiana Purchase.
That had nothing to do with winning a war.
No, it was just something that Thomas Jefferson decided to do during his term as president.
Purchase from France.
Yeah, it was a great purchase, by the way.
All right, Revolutionary War. That's the one he finally won.
Yeah.
I fear people think this is a bit, and now I don't know what to do with myself, so why don't we take a call?
Belichick's good comp, but I kind of like where Big Mac was going with Gruden. Let's get back to your calls, 888-808-1019. Frank is in Syosset. Hey, Frank.
Hey, guys, one quick question, Evan and Sean.
Yeah.
Based on the ages of Judge, Cruz, Cole, Stanton, and Goldschmidt, do you feel the Yankees' window for winning a World Series is the same as the Knicks winning an NBA championship?
No, because I think in baseball, even with the uncertainty of a salary cap, which I know the owners are proposing, the Yankees have been above 500 every single year since the early 90s. There is no sign, despite the age of Aaron Judge and Garrett Cole, that they aren't going to be a World Series contender year after year. The NBA is fickle, man, and that's not about the Knicks, because I think they're well run under Leon Rose, and I would trust them as a franchise moving forward. It's just the nature of basketball. I think it's very difficult to keep your window open as long as the Yankees have done it in baseball. So the answer is no. What is the matter? Why are you freaking out over there?
Evan, I'm a 39-year-old man, and it didn't dawn on me until the last 5 minutes. I have no idea what World War I was about.
I've got good news for you.
I know World War II.
No, I'm going to help you.
Know the history.
I'm going to help you out on this.
All right.
So no one still understands what World War I is about. And it's a great question. So the other day, my oldest son is very into World War II. And sometimes very inappropriate. Like he'll just randomly say, what if Hitler did this, this, and this? And I'm like, God, people don't know the context of this. Don't ask me questions about Hitler while we're out in public. I know why. And then he's asking about, what about the Japan, the Empire of Japan? He always calls it the Empire of Japan, which I get because that's what they were called. Very much in a World War II. A couple of weeks ago, he says, I want to know about World War I.
Okay.
And he says to me, what was it about? And I said, dude, this is the dumbest war in the history of mankind.
All right.
He's like, well, what it's about? And I said, honestly, it's probably the assassination of the Archduke Ferdinand. And he's like, well, what did that mean? And I said, I don't know. It pissed a lot of countries off. And then we had alliances. And so that was honestly, I'm going to break this down this way.
All right, give it to me.
As someone that studies this, watches this, reads this, like I'm into it, my definition on what World War I was about was the alliance system. That because one country was mad at another and countries had formed alliances, the other country felt, well, we need to help you. And by that, well, then the opponent needed to help someone else.
Okay.
And then before you know it, everybody's in the war, and it was a waste of time, which
a big,
is horrible
you know
to say.
what, measuring contest.
Oh, it was, I mean, what happened?
Okay.
Well, a couple of decades later, we're involved in World War II.
So it was a couple decades.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. You helped me out. So I'm not alone. Nobody knew what World War I was.
Honestly, you could ask a historian. In fact, ask Alexa right now, what was World War I about? And you're going to Google it. Google AI. What was World War I about? Why was the war fought?
And
you're going to get you're going to get the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand.
He
and
was
then
a
say,
U.S. guy?
No.
No.
It had nothing to do with us.
It was all treaties. You would know this. There's a wonderful moment on the West Wing where John Goodman breaks down. It's a 25-second clip.
About World War I?
I have it ready right now if you want to listen to it.
Explaining World War I?
Yes.
All right, play it real quick. Here we go.
Franz Ferdinand, who was the nephew of the Austro-Hungarian emperor, was killed by a group called the Black Hand. And because they were a Serbian nationalist society, the empire declared war on Serbia. Then Russia, which was bound by a treaty, was forced to mobilize, which meant that Germany had to declare war on Russia. Then France declared war on Germany, and that was World War I. Because the emperor's nephew was killed.
Yeah. I think I basically explained that in a way, right?
Yes.
It was just, I support you, you support them before you know we're all
legitimate
involved.
domino effect of everything.
Yeah, which is insane.
Wow.
So when you say into a microphone, you don't know about the Civil War, the Revolutionary War, you're embarrassing yourself. But when you ask the question, what's World War I about, you represent all of us.
All right, good. Shout out to Long Island high schools.
Let's go to our buddy Richie in Queens. What's up, Richie?
Goodness gracious, Sonny, you got to know the difference when World War I was, when World War II is. I know you're 40 years younger than me, but goodness, go on Google. I say this to my nieces and nephews. I mean, just it takes 10 seconds. You don't have to read books anymore. 1914, 1941, the Civil War. I get people like, I'm a veteran. I wear a military hat, right, up in PA.
Yeah.
I get people coming up to me thanking me for my service, which I love. And I always tell them I wasn't in the Civil War. You know what they say to me? You weren't? My goodness. I'm 40 years old.
You
But
weren't.
this is let me just get to my point.
Yeah,
So
go.
I get very exasperated because I think we're losing, Evan. I know how much of an historian you are. Another thing about George Washington, Peter hated him because he lost 2 horses in one day in one war, in the French and Indian War. So Peter came after him too.
Yeah.
So that's another issue.
There you go.
But anyway,
He's been around a while.
real quick with the Knicks, guys. I don't, guys are calling up, we're going to win in 4, we're going to win in 5. Here's the issue. What they've done is unprecedented. 19 games it was, 20-point spring. The teams that did that were the best teams, whether it's the Celtics, Golden State. You knew what they were. I don't know what this team is. Are they beating inferior Eastern teams? Are they at a level that we don't know? I think they're going to win this series. I'm picking them. Yes, the other team went 7, but those were the 2 best teams. The Knicks are playing at their absolute peak at this point. But again, to what level do we say that they are where they are to where they're going to be against San Antonio?
Well, I think that's the great question. I mean, over this stretch of games, over this 11-game stretch, really, since Shaun offered me a high five that I did not accept, and the Jets and Giants drafted players, and Steve Cohen's last tweet, those are all the line of demarcations on the last night that the Knicks lost the game. They're playing a kind of brand of basketball where I'd argue the opponent doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're playing so locked in that outside of game 1 against Cleveland, where I do think Cleveland contributed to their own collapse.
They were coming off a high, Cleveland, I think.
Every other game, for the most part, was just an ass whooping.
Yeah.
Was simply the Knicks are playing the kind of connected team basketball that you so rarely see. So when you ask the question, what are the New York Knicks? Who are the New York Knicks? I guess we don't know till Wednesday, but I can tell you what they've been over the last 11 games. And over the last 11 games, they've been one of the greatest teams we've ever seen.
And since they've been so dominant, Evan, I put my IBO hat on. Did you know there's still a scenario where the Knicks and Nets could have something majorly in common this spring? No, you're going to like this.
Okay.
If the Spurs sweep, both the Knicks and Nets will have gone undefeated in May and did not win a game in June.
You're a jackass.
That's
what you
on
come
the
up
table with a Spurs sweep.
That's what you come up with.
Yes. You can use that with your friends at home.
Thank you. Yes, I will. I am still in the laboratory in terms of what I think is going to happen. So I'm not being elusive. Like, I've given a lot of opinions on matchups and what I think benefits the Knicks and what doesn't, and the Mitchell Robinson question. I promise you by Wednesday, I will have a full-fledged opinion on where this series goes. But I got to tell you, I'm still debating it. I am still kind of in the laboratory. I'm going to spend tonight during commercial breaks of the Met game, because it's a 9:40 first pitch.
9:30.
As keeping myself up. I'll start 2 minutes late. I'm going to keep myself up by watching more game tape, because I need to have, like, the right opinion going into Wednesday. And I know what everyone else has. Knicks in 5, Knicks in 4, Knicks in 6.
But you want the right opinion.
I want the right one. And I'm still battling on what that actually is. I'll tell you one thing I noticed. People still irrationally hate the New York Knicks. We'll explore that phenomenon nationwide, plus more of your calls at 888-808-1019. There's no better time than now to upgrade your home with Windorama's summer savings event. Save up to 40% off when you install with Windorama. Choose from top brands like Anderson Windows and Doors and Master Shield Gutter Guards. Book your free in-home consultation, shop from home, and let their local certified experts handle it all. A stress-free process from measurement to installation. And when you shop in stock inventory, they'll install in just 14 days. Visit Windorama.com and book now.
Look, Tiki's out today, and this is only further proof. He's always incredibly busy, juggling a lot in life. He's always on the go. Tiki values safe and knowing that his family is safe when he's not with them. So he turned to his partners at Sloman's. He's recently had the Sloman Shield Link system installed to his home. It's a smart home security solution that combines safety, convenience, and peace of mind. Tiki manages it all right from his phone. He will go on his way home, pull up to the driveway, set up his Teddy Swims music to come on through this SafeLink system, so he's walking into a nice mood. Man, whether it's cameras, garage door control, lighting, Alexa control like I just mentioned, audio control with Apple Music, doorbell cameras, CO2, smoke, fire detection, all of it. Experience the future of home security and automation with the Sloman Shield Link system. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME or visit Slomans.com.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
This Odyssey Sports Minute is sponsored by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. The San Antonio Spurs breaking the brains of everybody that follows the NBA. In the finals with its best player at age 22 in Victor Wembanyama, Steph Castle 21, Dylan Harper age 20. If the Spurs beat the Knicks in the NBA Finals, it does feel like the start of a potential dynasty. I'm Nick Costos.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide and services to showcase your invention. Get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Town Fair Tires, New England's largest volume discount tire dealer with over 125 locations. So we sell name brand tires for the guaranteed lowest price, like Michelin tires, with all-season capabilities and maximum performance. Plus, Town Fair will give you more free services for life on your Michelin tires, for longer tread life and reliable traction in both wet and dry conditions. For the guaranteed lowest price on Michelin tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody!
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
As a part of the North to Shore Festival. Don't miss 5-time Grammy-nominated Joe Bonamassa live in concert on June 28th at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center. Every show is a new experience with blues rock titan Joe Bonamassa. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Joe Bonamassa live in concert at NJ Pack on June 28th.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Sun and clouds, maybe a shower, high 72.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
Hey, Boomer Esiason here. You know, after years in the game, I don't guess. I go with what works. Red Pocket Mobile gives you 3 major 5G networks to choose from. Switching cities? Switch your network. That's like calling your own Audible. Visit redpocket.com to see why more Americans are switching to better wireless without paying more. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Hey Yankees fans, join us at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, June 20th as we celebrate Aaron Judge winning the 2025 American League Most Valuable Player Award. It's Aaron Judge MVP Bobblehead Day, presented by T-Mobile. The first 18,000 guests through the gates will receive a special bobblehead commemorating Judge's MVP season. The Yankees take on the Cincinnati Reds Saturday, June 20th. Get your tickets now at Yankees.com/tickets.
Hey, it's Greg Giannotti from Boomer and Geo here for North Shore Adult Diapers. In all seriousness, everyone knows someone worrying about control problems, especially at night. And for many, the store brands don't get the job done. They leak. It's time to try North Shore at NorthShore.com. Their team of experts will send out samples that stay dry 3 times longer than store brands. Switch to North Shore, the MVP of adult diapers, so your loved ones can live with the freedom and dignity they deserve. That's North Shore Adult Diapers at NorthShore.com, and focus on life, not leaks.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Get breaking sports news here. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, an Odyssey sports station.
Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash on this first day of June. Tiki is off. He'll be back tomorrow. If you've missed any of the show, you can simply rewind it on the free Odyssey app. We've talked a lot of Knicks over the first 2 hours, a little bit on the Yankees and Mets, and a little bit on Odell Beckham Jr., who is still not a New York Giant, but Braxton Berrios is. As an IBO, I can tell you, an independent basketball observer, that the people around the country hate the New York Knicks, and they have been unfair to the New York Knicks. This is something I've expressed since opening day, that when you look at betting odds, when you look at the respect, not just from the betting community, but from the quote-unquote expert community, there is a hatred for the New York Knicks. I think most Knicks fans know that. I've always tried to figure out the why. Is it personal? Is it that they don't like New Yorkers? Is it that they don't like Knicks fans? I'm still kind of figuring it out, but I've got more examples of this just derangement syndrome that occurs against the New York Knicks. I've got 2 examples.
Okay.
You want to start with Draymond Green?
Yes, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is Draymond Green doubling down on the Becky Hammond opinion that the New York Knicks cannot win a championship with Jalen Brunson as their best player, amongst other thoughts on the Knicks' run to the NBA Finals.
I double down on this. Just like Becky Hammond said, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Double down. Absolutely double down. Getting out of the East has never been a surefire to win in a championship. What y'all talking about? You get out of the East, you're supposed to get out of the East. It's the East. Of course you're supposed to get out of the East. That don't just mean you win a championship because you get out of the East. It's the East. Great. It's the East.
Yeah, it's the East. It's like
beat up Boston.
Oh, sorry.
You should get out the East. Happy for Mike Brown, by the way, but you should get out of the East.
So this was Draymond Green doing an Allen Iverson. We're talking about practice.
Yeah.
How can you degrade what they did in coming out of the East when they annihilated everybody to come out of the East, Ray?
Yeah, I think Draymond Green has totally missed the point on this whole thing. Okay, if they came out of the East and struggled in 3 7-game series, maybe that's open for conversation. They didn't lose a single game in a 30-day month of May. Think about that. Imagine playing this postseason, not a single loss in May. It doesn't matter. They dominated. It's completely different. It's a completely different scenario than just they came out of the East. Also, who is predicting the Knicks to dominate the NBA Finals? I think that's where he gets lost, too.
They're the underdogs.
Right.
Like, I'm sure, again, there'll be Knicks fans at this radio station that pick them to win, some to pick them easily.
Yeah.
But in general, because I think you have to look at general, the general sentiment is that the Spurs are favorites.
Yeah. If you want to argue that Jalen Brunson, because of his height, they're going to have a tough time and they can't win in 6 or 7 games, that's one thing. But to degrade it and go, oh, now you're just going to dominate the finals? Nobody's saying that either. It's just the idea, can they go with their shorter Jalen Brunson as their star, led by team basketball, go beat the Spurs 4 out of 7 times? Yes, they can.
Jalen Brunson isn't the answer. Yeah, it's over the top.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Draymond Green's issue is with the New York Knicks. Like, he's a career warrior. He's had a great career. And he's an active player. He's still playing. And yet he goes out of his way to crap, if you will, on the New York Knicks. That's example number 1. I came with a second example.
All right. Example number 2.
You guys remember Vernon Maxwell?
Yes.
Played for the Houston Rockets, was a part of that 94 team and the 95 team. Back-to-back NBA champion. Vernon Maxwell's a very outspoken guy.
Yeah, the Josh Hart of that team, if you will.
Yeah. So here's Vernon Maxwell on the Knicks and their fans.
Like, man, the Knicks, homeboy. I can't stand them motherfuckers. New York, them motherfuckers. New York, these motherfuckers. They already done won the goddamn championship. These motherfuckers all over the streets.
Hey.
I mean, homeboy. I mean, I can't stand them motherfuckers. Yeah, I said it, motherfuckers. Y'all Knicks fans and the Knicks team and.
A lot of words you got in there. Jeez. That seems more about the fans than anything else.
You think that was a fan thing?
Yeah. Taking to the streets. Yeah, he hates the fans. Wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of those in the national community that do not like the New York Knicks. Did they like the San Antonio Spurs, though? Because the reputation that the Spurs had during their odd dynasty, because remember, they never won back-to-back titles, but they won a bunch, right? I have to count how many they won. They won in 99, 2003, 2007, and then 2014. So they won 4 championships. They lost once to Miami, and then they came back the following year and beat them in 5. So that Tim Duncan, Greg Popovich, San Antonio Spurs team won 4 championships and lost 1. So it's weird to call them a dynasty because it's spread out over such a long period of time. But whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
And obviously the team changed from David Robinson to Kawhi Leonard. I get that.
I don't think it's a dynasty. I think it's a dominant era.
Okay.
I think it's different.
But they were viewed as boring. Like, that was the knock on the San Antonio Spurs. Now they're beloved?
And I'll say this, because obviously we live in this town. We breathe with them. Knicks fans alike, whether you are or not. We're all still New Yorkers at heart. We won't have a problem with the Knicks fans. Look, that's one thing. Me and you could fall in that territory. Outside looking in, how about F the Spurs fans? How many championships do you need to see in your pig lives that I need, not for nothing. Yeah, I'm not a Knicks fan, but it's been 50 years. I mean, can a Knicks fan get a cookie? These pigs from San Antonio need Victor Wembanyama too after living the Tim Duncan era, when basically the Knicks just needed to strike gold signing Jalen Brunson, who their own fan base thought wasn't even going to be that great.
That is a tremendous point. Like, nationally, let me teach you about who the Spurs are on why you shouldn't even like them.
Pigs.
That franchise and this roster was handed to them. It was handed to them. In fact, the Spurs had 3 straight top 5 picks in the NBA draft. That's not even legally allowed anymore.
Yeah.
And that's how this team was built. It was handed to them by the government. The government basically said, that's Adam Silver, here you go. You want to be good again? Here's Wemby. You want to be good again? Here's a top pick. Oh, Stephon Castle. Hey, you want to be good again? Here's another top pick. Here's Dylan Harper. Like, they were made in a laboratory because the government of the NBA, whether it was a coincidence or not, whether it's fixed or not, maybe it's just luck. Big government said, here you go. Here's a couple of handouts. The New York Knicks were built in the opposite way. They never got lucky in the lottery, much like my team. And they outsmarted everybody. You had a guy in Leon Rose sign Jalen Brunson. Everyone thought it was same old Knicks. Right, Tommy Lugauer?
That's right.
Typical Knicks. He becomes a star. They trade nothing and get Josh Hart. They trade R.J. Barrett, former top pick, quote unquote. They turn it into OG Anunoby.
In a lottery that the Knicks were begging to win, by the way, R.J. Barrett. And they got screwed in that one, too.
Yeah, well, they turned out better off because what's Zion Williamson at this point?
Don't mess up the narrative.
Like,
yes.
the Knicks were built in the most creative, innovative. No, that's not the word. I need Tiki here to help me with this one.
No, they bought a championship, but that's fine.
No, they didn't buy a championship. Buying a championship is when it's obvious. It's not obvious. They had to do this creatively, not intuitively. What innovative? No, Come on, Rosie.
Why
you're
doesn't
smart.
creatively work?
Intuitively?
No, why does it just leave it at creatively?
We can stick with creativity.
I think that's fine.
That's fine. I was just thinking of another word. Starts with an I.
He made the right trades and the right signings in a big puzzle board.
I mean, he created like this insane puzzle. Meanwhile, you know how Brian Wright built the San Antonio Spurs? It was handed to him.
Lottery balls.
It was just handed to him. It was like, oh, you won the lottery in the Wemby draft. Congratulations.
Right.
So to the national media, as if you're one person. So I guess we'll call you, Stephen A. Smith. Jalen Brunson isn't the answer. I know he's supposedly a Knicks fan. Why do we love this team? Why do we love the Spurs? They're a government-created laboratory experiment. The Knicks were created based on, the genius of a former agent. So, again, IBO hat. Forget about the fans, the logos, and all that. The Knicks were created in a much better way, an impressive way, than the lab-created San Antonio Spurs.
Yes. And again, I come back to, forget the players and the creativity, just the fans. There's not a fan base outside of the Lakers that deserves a ring less than the San Antonio Spurs.
That's well said. I mean, honestly, if I was making a list of Celtics.
Okay.
Celtics, Lakers, 1-2. You can take your pick. Miami Heat, that's 3.
Yeah.
No. I'm putting them ahead, San Antonio.
I mean, the Spurs have one of them. I'm just talking about, you figure anybody in the,
I put them 4th. Is that fine?
30 to 55 years old, Spurs fans are right there where they don't deserve crap.
Okay. I'll put them 4th. I'll put the Lakers, the Celtics, and the Heat slightly ahead of Spur fans and least deserving of an NBA championship.
Yeah. Now, look, Knicks fans can annoy the hell out of you. They do deserve a cookie.
Damn right. Now, let's get back to your call.
Do we want some more football news?
Of course.
Did they sign Odell Beckham Jr.?
They did not, but Russell Wilson has made a decision on his future.
Oh, well, hold on. This is big. This is huge news. First of all, it ends quarterback bingo finally after we made all our quarterback predictions on free agent signings in March. So we'll tune in maybe after the finals or maybe tomorrow's a slowish day. I don't know.
I think June 19th, good day for that.
So it sounded like it was either going to be the New York Jets or broadcasting. That's the way it felt. That's why this is monstrous. So before you give us the answer, am I right that it is either the New York Jets or broadcasting?
You are right.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm very mixed before you say anything because I've been agitated by the Jets quarterback room. I haven't brought it up yet on the air, just haven't had enough time, lot going on, Knicks in the finals. But I'm bothered by the Jet quarterback room. But then you go through the free agent additions at the quarterback position, and other than Russell Wilson, it's like, what do you actually want? So do I want Russell Wilson to be the answer?
The Jets are a sewer.
Or do I want Russell Wilson to go to TV and I don't have to worry about it?
I love the Jets.
I want Russell Wilson to have gone to TV. I'll find a different veteran quarterback to be my option. So, Paul Rosenberg, did I get what I want?
You did.
I knew it.
Russell Wilson is finalizing a deal to become a CBS sports analyst. He will be on the network's pregame show with JB, Nate Burleson, and Bill Cowher.
Congratulations to Russ. He had a wonderful career. It will not include the New York Jets.
Yep. I could tell by his tone of his voice, but it's relief here for you.
What do you mean you could tell by the tone of his voice?
If Russell Wilson signed with the Jets, Rosie's a Jet fan, the first thing he would have said is, Russell Wilson's a Jet.
The New York Jets suck.
Russell Wilson's made a decision. I knew it was TV.
So the fact he held it off made you know it was TV?
He made a decision on his future, not that he signed with the team. So I kind of dropped a little nugget there.
No, I didn't pick up on that. I was purely emotional. I was purely thinking about, as a Jet fan, what do I want? Because I don't want to be a hypocrite. Like, I don't like their quarterback room right now, but it's not like there's an easy option out there, and I really wouldn't want Russell Wilson to be that guy.
Mr. Unlimited.
So I guess I'm happy with the news, and I guess I just have to live with, Bailey Zappi.
I just can't, now, thinking back, his career's over. It ended with the Giants. This guy was, in August, showing up to all the events. He was throwing footballs at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, he lived it up.
Oh, my God. He was at that Fan Fest event we were at. And
You think he makes the phone call to be courtside to the NBA Finals? And do they actually say okay?
Nah.
I mean, he is a potential future Hall of Famer.
Russ is out. For the NBA Finals, he's third row.
He's out? Oh, he's third row.
Yeah. No, he can get in the building. He's not sitting front row.
There you go. So Russell Wilson to CBS, not the quarterback of the New York Jets.
You said he was a Hall of Famer, maybe. The only player not
I said
drafted,
borderline Hall of Famer.
The only player not drafted in the top 2 rounds with more yards and more touchdowns, passing and rushing than Wilson is Tom Brady.
Okay.
What does that mean?
We'll have the Hall of Fame debate another time.
Guy.
We don't need to do this now. It was more of a throwaway line that he's a borderline Hall of Famer, and at some point we'll argue about it. I don't know. Not today. Not on June 1st.
Well, we were arguing about wars, so I figured
June 1st is a holiday around here. You know what happened on June 1st?
Yes, I do.
What happened on June 1st?
Johan Santana threw a no-hitter.
That's right. Thank you. And thank you for saying it the right way.
Today's not the day, Evan. I need to have as much good karma on my side the next couple weeks as possible in the sports world. I hope Johan enjoys the anniversary of his no-hitter.
I appreciate that. That's a class job. Not a lot of people here would do that.
Thank you. I'm backing off the idea that I'm a troll the next 3 weeks.
Oh, good. I appreciate that. So Johan pitched a legitimate
It was great.
no-hitter.
It was great.
There were no issues in that no-hitter.
Somebody threw baby powder randomly that popped in the air out of the crowd. I think they should have been ejected. They weren't, but it was a great no-hitter.
What? What did I miss on
He
that?
got it.
All right, whatever. I'm moving on. Let's go to Mario in Long Beach. Hey, Mario.
Hey, what's going on? Great show, guys.
What's up, man?
Yeah, so really excited about the Knicks. I think they're going to win the series. And you know what's very interesting? If you just take Wemby and Brunson and put them aside, the Knicks roster is so much better than the starting five. If you go to the second best player, Towns and Anunoby, who is the second and third best player for San Antonio? At the end of the game,
De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper. I mean, those guys are up there. De'Aaron Fox is a nice player.
Hurt all the time.
No,
I mean, the other guy's a 20-year-old kid.
Well,
I mean,
but Mario, that's what you hit on that is so true. They are a vastly inexperienced team, which is why the comps to 1999 kind of bother me. Like, I get it from a Knick fan because it's like, hey, it's a rematch. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure there are some Knick fans, not a lot, but some Knick fans who are like, it's revenge, and all that kind of crap. The teams are so different. Like, that Tim Duncan team was surrounded by 30-year-olds. The 30-year-olds on the Spurs don't play. Now, I'm not to say that Kelly Olynyk doesn't have a role on the bench or Harrison Barnes doesn't put his arm around people. Like, I'm sure there's a value. Yeah. Mason Plumlee, like, they exist. But they're not pivotal guys. They're not used to this kind of moment. Oh, I got more Giant news for you.
Do you? It just came up?
No, this is, I wouldn't break the glass, so Rosie did nothing wrong. But this is an update on the Giants situation from Paul Schwartz. We trust Paul Schwartz?
Yes. Yes, we do.
The Giants are not done after signing Braxton Berrios. They are planning on signing a second wide receiver today.
Okay.
Odell Beckham Jr. remains a possibility.
All right.
So even with the Braxton Berrios news, I think you can look at it more as a specific replacement for Gunnar, who tore his Achilles on Friday, and that they're still looking at a wide receiver, and it very much could be Odell Beckham Jr. They are making this so dramatic, they should just have like a YouTube show where they announce him.
It would actually now get to the point where it's hysterical if it's Juju Smith-Schuster.
It's almost embarrassing for Odell if it's not Odell.
I know.
I think he's being embarrassed in this moment.
And Odell's doing and saying all the right things. That's where I feel bad.
Alex is in Limbrook. What's up, Alex?
Hi, Sean, Evan, how are you? Look, let me say my piece and I'll hang out and listen to you.
Say your piece.
I don't want anything to do with Beckham. He's me. You don't let the wolf back in the hen house. I've been a Giants fan since I was 10 years old. When he acted like a dog in the end zone, I was embarrassed.
Oh, come on.
The Giants used to, it meant something. You had Giant players like being a Yankee, right? I want to move on. We got a new coach, new quarterback, new draft picks. I understand that. I don't want anything to do with him. It's always me. I never liked him. I never was proud of him. He never did anything to make me proud. Like I said, I've been a Giants fan since 75.
All right, what's your response to that, Sean?
All right, just real quickly. Odell Beckham Jr. left here and eventually won a Super Bowl where he was nothing but the consummate teammate to the Los Angeles
Could have
Rams.
been the Super Bowl MVP if he didn't get hurt.
And what have the Giants done since Odell Beckham Jr.'s left? Not even touch a Super Bowl, sniff a Super Bowl. So that's number one. Number two, we're still going back to Odell Beckham Jr. fake urinating like a dog or jumping over the hurdles or the kicking net. Like, at some point, can we just laugh at anything? Like, I am so sick and tired of people fake pretending that it was, like, so anti-Giant that he lifted his leg and crawled like a dog. You know what it was? Funny. He was being funny.
I have a comparison of Odell Beckham Jr., and this is a really interesting one because I'm really going to cross generations in sports in this regard. So I think that this could offend a lot of people, or they could say, wow, I'd never thought of that. You know who bringing Odell Beckham Jr. back would be similar to?
The Mets bringing back Jacob deGrom?
That's a great guess. It is the Mets. It's not Jacob deGrom.
Matt Harvey.
The Mets bringing back Lee Mazzilli.
Oh, Lee Mazzilli.
So Lee Mazzilli got inducted into the Mets Hall of Fame, and I received numerous emails and text messages of people saying, well, you know, if you look at Lee Mazzilli's stats, they weren't very good. Why are we inducting him? His WAR was a 12. Juan Lagares has the same WAR. This is pathetic. And what I tried to explain to people is even though I wasn't around in the late 70s and early 80s, Lee Mazzilli was the face of a bad era in Met history, and it wasn't his fault. He was the reason to go to the ballpark.
Yeah.
He was the reason to buy a jersey if they were selling jerseys back then. He was a matinee idol. People loved Lee Mazzilli. Did they win? No. Was it Lee Mazzilli's fault? No. And then they brought him back in 1986 as a key bat off the bench and had important at-bats in 1986. Lee Mazzilli, beloved by Met fans. Odell Beckham Jr., face of a bad time in Giant history. Was it his fault? Not really. If he comes back now, it would be similar to Lee Mazzilli returning in 86. He's a small bit part of a championship caliber team, or at least what you hope is a championship caliber team. And for a lot of people who loved Beckham and a lot of people who loved Mazzilli, there's something sweet about that. What do you think, even though you weren't around either, of my Odell Beckham Jr., Lee Mazzilli comparison?
I think it's a great comp. And guess what? The Mets would have won probably without Lee Mazzilli, right? I think it's fair to say.
I mean, he had some at-bats in the postseason.
But you get my point, though. The overall theme of the team was not about Lee Mazzilli. He was
a piece off the bench.
Exactly. And Odell Beckham Jr. is not going to be their number 1 or number 2 wide receiver. So if it is what it is.
Let's go to Joe in Suffolk County. Hey, Joe.
Hey, how you doing today?
Good.
I have a memory of a professional athlete who, off the field, ruined his season and possibly the team's season. And that would be 1988 New York Mets, Bob Ojeda, who claimed he was cutting his hedges, which is in dispute, sliced up his hand, and couldn't pitch for the rest of the season. And I think that's one of the reasons the Mets didn't go to the World Series that year.
I've looked back at this in the past. So the Mets had a great rotation in 88, David Cohn, Doc Gooden, Ron Darling. The fourth starter was Sid Fernandez. He made one start in the postseason that year. It was Game 5 of the NLCS. He did not pitch well. He lost. If Bob Ojeda is making that start, are the results different? Possibly. So it is definitely fair that Ojeda's injury majorly impacted the chances of the Mets in 1988. What I don't know is what actually happened. Now, Bob's been around. He's done media. I don't know. Has he ever admitted if it was the clipping of the hedges or something else?
I don't know.
But he's right in that in 1988, and certainly now when you look back at it, there's a few things you think of. You think of certainly Mike Scioscia and Doc Gooden. But I think, there are Met fans who are like, Bob Ojeda didn't pitch. Just like in 06 with El Duque.
Did they sign Odell Beckham Jr.?
The Giants have signed Odell Beckham Jr.
Welcome home, Odell. Welcome home.
It happened.
Welcome home, man.
It's happened.
Good for Odell.
Odell Beckham Jr. is coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. You have a weird smile on your face. It's like you're not happy.
I just showed you that I'm still a giddy schoolboy fan. I got chills just now.
You got chills?
I'm pathetic. I got chills. He said that news. I got to be honest with you. Like a little chill went up my spine. Like I'm picturing Odell Beckham Jr. at 13. So I'm going to try to be IFO for a second. Fanboy-wise, I'm a big fan of, like, come finish your story, man. Like, I feel good about the good vibes of the Giants, all of this. Come on home. You have a good rapport with Jackson Dart. But the flip side is, let's be realistic. This is no different than when Landon Collins rejoined the team in 2022 or even Hakeem Nicks coming back. This is not the first time the Giants have done this. I don't have high expectations. I hope he makes the team and not because of injury. Look, hopefully he's just a humble, good contributor that catches 2 balls a game and the Giants are successful with him. But I got chills, man. Odell Beckham ripped the 13 off Jalen Hyatt's back, stick it back on Odell. Matter of fact, cut Hyatt right now. And let's go. Let's go.
What does Tommy Lugauer think?
No biggie.
What does Tiki Barber think?
Suck, suck, suck.
What does Random Caller think?
You're out of shape and you're fat.
Yeah.
I can't believe he's coming home, man.
Look at you getting all emotional.
He's coming home.
You know, back in March, I said to you and Tiki Barber, what's the difference? Like, why not bring him in? How does it hurt anybody to bring him in? And both of you guys had all these weird excuses for why not.
I know.
Why he wasn't needed, why it'd be uncomfortable to cut him. And so I stand by what I said in March. I'll say it to you right now. This is a no-risk kind of move. It really is. There's no risk involved. Like, if Odell Beckham Jr. looks bad in camp or gets hurt in camp, he never suits up for the New York Giants. Like, I just don't think it's a big deal. Now, if they cut him because he doesn't look good in camp, but he doesn't win a camp battle, is it newsworthy for 24 hours? Sure. But I think your memories of Odell Beckham Jr. will not be centered around a decision made in July or August of 2026. It'll be about the one-handed catch against Dallas. So I don't think it hurts. There you go. Pump it up.
Home, baby. This is real home, not fake Carmelo. I went to Syracuse and grew up in Baltimore.
Stop it. Don't attack Melo. He's a friend of the show now. Come on.
He is a friend of the show. I'm just saying, this is a real coming home.
Love Melo. So get that out of your mouth. You get enough Melo hate in the morning. Come on. Show some class.
Excuse me? I
Show
have
some
shown
class.
some class.
Melo's our guy. Pump it up. He's coming home, Sean.
Come home, Odell.
Imagine the highlights right now. Just imagine it. Back to pass. Eli looks right, and he finds Odell Beckham Jr. with a one-handed catch on the
Back
sideline.
where we belong. Do you think the kicking net is psyched, or do you think the divorce papers have been signed?
Come on, pump it up. I'm in the moment right now.
I don't think.
Oh, you're concerned there's cursing? There's no cursing.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, fine.
Odell coming home. Odell Beckham Jr. is a Giant again. That's crazy. Also, full circle, he was traded for the pick that was used to select Dexter Lawrence. Odell comes back home the offseason. Dexter Lawrence is gone. You know who wanted to be here the whole time? Odell. You know who didn't? Dexter Lawrence. Kick rocks. Wow.
Give it a rest.
Imagine this. Malik Neighbors, Isaiah Likely, Odell Beckham Jr., Malachi Fields. Nobody's dropping passes on this team this year. Jackson Dart's completion percentage is through the roof. Man, I can't believe Odell signed here after that quarterback introduced the president. I thought we were dead.
One of those woke libtards.
Who would want to play with Jackson Dart? Credible observations. You get my natural feels.
No, I'm seeing it. I saw you not be against it, but poo-poo it for so long, even earlier in the show when we brought it up.
But now it happens, man. This is where this is where I can't be professional. Odell Beckham Jr.'s a Giant again. It's pretty cool.
Do you have his jersey at home?
Of course I do.
You're going to wear it?
I pre-took it out last night.
You pre-took it out last night?
I pre-took it out. I said I took the Dexter Lawrence and the Daniel Bellinger down out of the main closet. I moved it to the basement, and as I was folding up some Giant stuff, I said, well, look at this 13 after this softball game, and I brought it back up to my bedroom.
So even if he doesn't wear 13, you're good with wearing the 13.
He's wearing 13.
He's got to make a deal with Jalen Hyatt.
No, he doesn't. Here's the deal with Jalen Hyatt. Jalen, if you'd like the camp invite to stand, you're not wearing 13. That's the deal.
Who's pulling that?
They gave Joe Shane an extension, right?
Yeah.
Joe, this is part of the thing you have to do. You have to go tell Jalen he's giving up 13. That's it. Point blank. Odell, let's go. Odell and Neighbors in the same offense. You know who's going to be crying in their Cheerios tomorrow? Saquon Barkley. He wishes he was coming home, too. Go enjoy Philly.
Give the New York Giants a big round of applause.
The Knicks are in the finals. Odell's a Giant. The Yankees are going to win the World Series. What has happened to this town?
That coward Saquon Barkley.
Crazy.
I'm happy for you, bro.
I am, too.
All right, Giant fans, are you pumped up that Odell Beckham Jr. is back, or do you want to rain on Sean's parade and say it's horrible and I hate it? 888-808-1019, plus more of your Nick telephone calls.
Imagine it's just like when Chris Sale got awesome again.
He's just making an Odell Beckham Chris Sale comp?
Let's go.
Wow. I guess I kind of respect that. Evan and Tiki back tomorrow. 888-808-1019, the toll-free telephone number. You know, the Travelers Championship, this is where greatness locks in. Where the winds hit harder. For four perfect days in June, see returning champion Keegan Bradley and more of the world's best like Scotty Scheffler, Tommy Fleetwood, Justin Rose, and Cameron Young at nearby TPC River Highlands, June 24th through the 28th. For tickets and information, go to TravelersChampionship.com. Travelers Championship, now is the time. This is the place.
Tiki is out today, right? He's always on the go. He's always busy. This is exactly why he has Sloman's right now, okay? He's always on the go. He values safe, knowing his family's safe when he's not with them. So he turned to Sloman's, and the Sloman's Shield Link system was installed at Tiki's home. It's a smart home security solution that combines safety, convenience, and peace of mind. Tiki manages it all right from his phone. Hey, he's not home in long enough time to go let those dogs out. He could text his neighbor. Sloman's obviously hooks him right up. The neighbor gets in, lets the dog out. Tiki talks about this all the time. Cameras, garage door control, lighting, Alexa control, audio control with Apple Music, doorbell camera, CO2, smoke, fire detection, all of it. Experience the future of home security and automation with the Sloman Shield Link system. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME or visit slomans.com.
The place to be for everything New York Knicks is the place the Knicks voices speak.
We're hanging out with Knicks legend Walt Clyde Frazier.
Brunson, he's the guy, Mr. Clutch. So down the stretch, he's going to have the ball.
Those who know.
Mr. John Starks.
They've been incredibly locked in. Everybody is clicking on all cylinders. They can win it all.
Carmelo Anthony joins us here on The Fan.
This was a team that was trying to figure out who they were as a team with the lineups. They were trying to figure out offensive systems. They was trying to get Mike Brown. Everybody was trying to figure it out.
You want Knicks? Why go anywhere else?
Mr. James Dolan live in studio.
You have to be patient. The team has to gel together. They have to see that they can win. They have to believe in themselves.
Your destination for the Knicks championship run is 101.9 FM WFAN.
The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you can trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. Argentina is trading at 9.5% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out $1,053 if they win soccer's biggest prize. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code CMAC, that's CMAC, to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prizes, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
Town Fair Tires, New England's largest volume discount tire dealer with over 125 locations. So we sell name brand tires for the guaranteed lowest price, like Michelin tires, with all-season capabilities and maximum performance. Plus, Town Fair will give you more free services for life on your Michelin tires, for longer tread life and reliable traction in both wet and dry conditions. For the guaranteed lowest price on Michelin tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody!
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Nothing pairs better with Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka, like a day on the golf course. Made with real vodka, real tea, and zero bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Cheers to hitting the fairway and cheers to Surfside. Must be 21, please drink responsibly.
Hi, it's Chris Riccobono, founder of Untuckit. 15 years, 15 million shirts sold, and we're still the best in the game, which means Untuckit also has the best gifts for Father's Day, now on sale. He'll love to unwrap wrinkle-free cotton to save him time in the morning, performance stretch styles he never has to iron, polos for golf, and more, all perfect for the summer. Shop our Father's Day sale going on now at untuckit.com or at one of our 80-plus stores nationwide. Untuckit, shirts designed to be worn untucked.
Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And that's not always an easy thing for me to achieve, but my friends at CertaPro Painters, they had no such problems. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call now at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. Call CertaPro Painters today and get a no-nonsense free estimate on a professional job that you'll be happy with for years to come.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
I've got to share this. Nugenix Total T2 has been a game changer in helping boost total testosterone. My energy is up. I feel leaner, stronger, and more like myself again. Nugenix Total T2 uses a brand new formula fueling performance in and out of the gym. Join the thousands of men who are seeing results.
Text MAIN to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2. MAIN to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvutra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvutra for ATTRCM.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code QUICK to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code QUICK to borrow up to $10,000. Use code QUICK to borrow up to $10,000.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn.
The Fan Focus is brought to you by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. Serena Williams, after nearly 4 years since her last match, is officially making her comeback to pro tennis. Williams, 44 years old, announced Monday that she has accepted a wild card invitation to play doubles in next week's HSBC Championships, a 500-level event held at Queen's Club in London. Also on the topic of London, the Revolutionary War began in 1775 with the battles of Lexington and Concord.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for that piece of information. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, we've talked about a lot, including the breaking news. If you're just tuning in, that Odell Beckham Jr. has indeed signed with the New York Football Giants. A few minutes after WFAN's Twitter account put out a clip of Shaun Morash saying that there are ominous signs on Beckham signing with the Giants because they signed Braxton Berrios. So that's a record for a cold take exposed. But the Giants did add two people today. Braxton Berrios, the former Jet, the former Patriot. And they have signed Odell Beckham Jr., I presume, to a one-year contract. So we'll get the specifics when they come out.
I can't imagine they're giving multi-year deals out to a guy who didn't play last year.
That's why I said presume. But right now, Sean, I don't know about you. I had a light breakfast. Feed us all.
Shaun Morash in the booth. Somebody hide the castle. Optics flying, phones ringing, Evans yelling. No! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking. Nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Roncho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Let's go! Cinco de Luncho is brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything everywhere. Let's get you set for the NBA Finals. The 5 reasons if the Knicks don't win now, they never will.
Wow, you didn't pivot to 5 greatest Odell Beckham Jr. moments?
No, because it's for me, I got to boil down 25 of them into 5 real quick.
Okay, fine.
Game versus the Ravens, number 1. All right, here we go.
Here we go! Number 5.
The Knicks are dominating opponents, and because they've dominated them, have earned all this extra rest playing just 8 games in the month of May. I mean, they're never going to have that kind of path.
No, I mean, it's historic in nature, the lack of games they've played with as much rest as they've had.
Here we go.
Number 4.
Yeah. We got the pinky injury, but the Knicks are relatively healthy. Think about what just undid the Thunder in that series. Injuries, right?
And keep this in mind, like, even if the Spurs have a relatively injury report, De'Aaron Fox isn't healthy. Dylan Harper isn't healthy. even if the Knicks weren't fully healthy because they've played a long season, this amount of rest should certainly help that. So not all injuries are on a report.
All right, here we go.
Number 3.
Tyrese Halliburton is going to get healthy. He's your boogeyman. Can't think that the East is going to be as wide open next year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not scared of Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers, but I get it. The East, in essence, could be tougher next season.
Yep. All right, here we go.
Number 2.
The defending champions got a Jalen Williams injury, which helped eliminate them. So you missed the Thunder after they dealt with their injuries. You get what I mean?
Yeah, they didn't play the Thunder.
They didn't play the Thunder.
Gotcha. Thank you.
But they could have, the behemoth got taken out because of injuries. Here we go.
Number 1.
I see your face. And number 1, the Spurs are too young for this moment. You don't beat them now, you're never going to beat them.
I hate this list. I'll tell you why.
All right.
Because what you should say at number 1 or even number 2 is they're playing a brand of basketball we've never seen.
All right, number
Forget
1.
about
They're
all
playing
the
a brand of
excuses or things you brought up about rest or who they're not facing or the East is going to be tougher. All that stuff has validity. I'm not saying it doesn't. But how about the number 1 reason that the Knicks need to win an NBA championship right now is they are playing the best of team basketball, the best brand of team basketball any of us have seen since the 17 Warriors. Isn't that enough of a reason?
It is. Bottom line is this. If the Knicks do not win the series, does anybody really think they just get right back next year?
I don't know. What I'll be fascinated by.
Nobody knows, but what do you think?
I think that however this ends, I'm going to be fascinated by the discussions around here. Because if they win a championship, what do we do with ourselves? I think that's another discussion. Does it change, let's say, Joe Beningo as a person?
I felt violated.
I mean, Joe B., as long as I worked with him, and he's still on the air doing a great job, is a guy who I'll never see a title. I'm going to die never seeing another title. Does Joe B. become more optimistic in the New York Jets because the New York Knicks won an NBA title?
What a goddamn disgrace.
Does Gio, who's negative by nature sometimes with sports, does he have a new vision on the Mets and the Vikings because he saw the Knicks win an NBA title? Does it change who you are? Because, quite frankly, I believe I'd change as a person if I ever saw my team win.
Yeah.
So, number 1, I'm fascinated by that.
Are you going to change as a person?
No, I'm a bigger loser tomorrow than I am today.
But wouldn't the Knicks winning give you hope for your loser franchises?
So I said that the other day as a reason to believe, but at the end of the day, no.
Okay.
It would probably just further the fact that I am the biggest loser in New York sports.
Well, that's an optimistic code to live by.
Yeah. Joe can no longer say to me, you get one someday, bro, or I've had it bad. I'd be like, no, you haven't. You just won a title. So, no, I'd feel worse about myself.
Okay.
And so I think the discourse around a Knicks championship is fascinating. Do we talk about it for months? Are we ranking everything about this playoff run forever, or does it go away? I don't know. So I'm fascinated by that. And yeah, to your point, if they lose, what is the discourse? Is it this was our chance, we're dead now? I don't know. It's a great point. And guess what? We're going to find out the answers to one of those questions in the next couple of weeks. Now, before we get to your calls about Odell Beckham Jr. or whatever else, 888-808-1019, I want to read a message to you from a friend of mine. He is a Giant season ticket holder.
All right.
Diehard Giant fan.
Okay.
Can't question his credentials.
I'm not.
Disaster of a move on Beckham. He's washed up and an awful locker room guy. They just got rid of a me-first player in Dexter Lawrence. This is a huge risk to Jackson Dart's development and the rest of the wide receiver room. I have no interest in seeing that guy play. Tell Shaun to buy my tickets for as long as he's on the team.
Okay. Well, first of all, sounds good.
I love the Giants.
Okay. I think I'm actually the fairest person to comment on this. For those that don't know, Odell Beckham Jr. has me blocked on social media.
Really?
I cannot see Odell's tweets. I can't tweet at him.
I got to find out why.
Odell Beckham Jr. Now, I think I know why. It's because there was a lot of discourse and people yelling about Odell Beckham Jr. in my comments, and I was always attached. I think that's why. But the point is, Odell Beckham Jr., if he was going through his block list, he would probably think I hate him, and I don't. Odell Beckham Jr. made a massive mistake with the Giants when he went and he did that pregame show with Lil Wayne. Everybody, that's the infamous one where he kind of dumped on Eli Manning a little bit. And people were kind of done with him after that. Forget the urinating like a dog or doing the hurdles or the Josh Norman stuff. That is an Odell basically of a decade ago. People grow. People change. Life experiences are supposed to change you. If you're the same person you were 10, 11, 12 years ago, I would argue there's something wrong with you. Just like the callers that say you've changed post-Joe, Evan. People evolve. Odell Beckham Jr. won a Super Bowl and was the best teammate everybody could imagine. John Harbaugh had him as a player with the Baltimore Ravens. Do you think John Harbaugh is signing Odell Beckham Jr. today if he witnessed him be a bad teammate under his coaching in Baltimore? No. Odell and Lil Wayne and all that crap that everybody says he's a bad locker room guy about, it's a different Odell that exists today. If you have an issue that the Giants are going to be too reliant on a receiver who didn't play last year, football-wise, that's one thing. Signing Odell Beckham Jr. as the fourth receiver and claiming locker room problems, you just don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Let's go to John in Whitestone. Hey, John.
Hey, I think you got to know, Morash does not represent the Giant fan base. Odell was selfish when he was here. He sabotaged the team in the playoffs. He threw Eli under the bus.
Okay.
He is not
so
matured.
John, what I just said,
22,
John, what I just said, that was a decade ago. You don't think he's changed?
November of 22, look at the airplane incident.
Okay. John.
Just look at that.
He played,
you want that guy on your team?
For
what he
our
did to
head
people
coach.
on that airplane?
John, he played for our head coach and was in the locker room with our head coach. Do you trust our head coach? You don't even have an answer for that.
I don't want Odell on the team.
All right, well, guess what, John? Too bad.
Wow,
he's
just
on the
hung
team.
up on him.
Because
Jeez.
it's nonsense. You just listed everything that happened over a decade ago. Okay, so what? He was caught one bad time with a camera on him because people were acting like jerks on an airplane? Guess what? Happens to everybody. Get lost.
Well, I've never been caught on camera being me on an airplane.
I've never been caught on camera being mean on an airplane.
You can't say it's everybody hasn't happened.
I shouldn't say it's happened to everybody. Everybody's witnessed a bad moment on an airplane, even if you weren't involved.
Oh, okay.
You know, people in air travel, things get weird.
I tell you that Mile High story?
You joined the club?
No. Well, first of all, even if I did, I would never say that on the air.
Why?
So why would come on. I lived a long life. Come on, I'm not getting into every detail. Yeah, so this, can't say stewardess, flight attendant comes back. It's one of those words you can't use anymore.
Yeah.
Like, flight attendant comes back and says, do you need this? Do you need this? And this guy's like, yeah, I'd like some more information on the Mile High Club.
Oh, what a loser.
And I cringed because I heard it and I was like, really? What do you think is the response?
Right.
Do you think the response is the bathroom's right there?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think's going to happen? So otherwise, you're just being a jackass.
It is. Just open up your candy you got at Hudson News and shut your mouth. You know, everybody will get to the destination.
I felt uncomfortable. I was like hiding under the chair when that
That
happened.
is a cringeworthy comment.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Either way, that guy was really upset with Odell Beckham
All right,
Jr.
so don't watch the Giants this year then. Don't.
Right. Randy's in Farmingville. Hey, Randy.
Yeah, well, John must have had a bad weekend because I had chills as soon as you guys mentioned it, and it was funny because as soon as I got the chills, you were like, I just got the chills. I was like, all right. I was like, this is a feel-good moment. He was young. You know, it's awesome to have him. All you guys have been right on about this. It's not going to hurt. If the guy ends up, making the 2-3 grabs, it'll be iconic. I also agree with get that jersey back. Hyatt, please. This shouldn't even be a debate.
Yeah.
Get there, Odell. And, yeah, man, I'm fired up. I just want to say blessings to everybody out there. Knicks, let's go, G-Men. You guys are great. That was just the sentiment I have. All good feelings. Thank you guys so much.
Well, thank you. Sean represented your views because when Sean said he was getting chills, Randy, seconds before that, also got chills. So as much as John says you don't represent Giant fans, according to Randy, you do.
Thank you. Thank you, Randy. And Odell does have to wear 13, by the way. This can't be one of those scenarios like Brandon Jacobs came back and had to wear like 45. Chase Blackburn came back and had to go from 57 to 93. We're not doing that with Odell. Jalen Hyatt stinks. He doesn't get 13.
Can I give you a reason why you should wear a different number?
Different. Don't give me the Jordan. It's a new me.
No, because Jordan ended up going back to 23.
Yeah.
So it's not like Michael Jordan stuck with 45.
True,
he ended
true.
up going back. No, I would pick a different number because it's a different Odell Beckham Jr. It's a different era. It's a different brand of Giant football. Like Eli Manning is not throwing him passes. Ben McAdoo is not defending him. Tom Coughlin is not turning a blind eye. Like this is the John Harbaugh, Jackson Dart, New York Giants.
I want to thank Jackson Dart.
Maybe he should call Lawrence Taylor and see if he'll retire his number.
Don't do that. But like that's why I would be okay with a different number. He'll probably go single digit. Didn't he wear single digit when he was with the Ravens and the Rams? Am I mistaken on that?
He did. He wore the number 3. That's now Abdul Carter's number.
Oh, jeez. Imagine we get a switch
we
on
can't
that.
do that. Nope, we can't.
Let me see all his numbers. Like when's he left the Giants?
I think he wore 3 a bunch.
So here it is. He wore 13 in Cleveland, so he kept that tradition. And then with the Rams, the Ravens, and the Dolphins, he wore the number 3.
Okay, so neither are currently available. It's got to be, dude, we're talking about Jalen Hyatt. Think about if Odell Beckham Jr. makes the team, by the way, Jalen Hyatt doesn't. Like, that's just math. If you looked at the room.
There's no way that Jalen Hyatt and Odell can make the team?
If you really want to do an episode of One Giant Step and talk,
I just want you to answer the question.
No, I don't see how the numbers add up.
Okay.
I don't see. Malik Neighbors, Malachi Fields, Calvin Austin, Darnell Mooney, Darius Slayton are 5 guys on the team. Who's the 6th guy?
Yeah, that's a fair question. I was just asking.
Yeah. It ain't going to be Hyatt then.
Ed is in Asbury Park. Hey, Ed.
Hey, what's up, Evan? I'm coming through the tunnel. Can you hear me, brother?
Loud and clear, sir. What's on your mind?
All right, come to listen, Evan. I got something for you.
Yeah.
But you can't resist. You can't say the answers not until I call you back before I get to the Giants thing.
Okay.
How many ways can you get on base without having a hit?
Okay. I'm going to write it down, and then you're going to call in a couple of days, and then I'm going to give you my answer. Is that how this works?
That's how it works, brother. I want you to tell me how many ways that you can get on base without getting a hit.
Okay. Working on it right now.
All right?
Yep.
All right, brother, because I know you should know. All right, now, I wish now you got the old man Beckham coming back, right? And you Giants fans, I'm a big-time Jets fan, but you Giants fans, you act like you're going to be in the playoffs. Who are you beating in your division, really? I mean, just
everybody.
Stop. You know, they act like they're going to win all this kind of stuff. We got John Harbaugh. Man, you're bringing in old dudes. Beckham to wind up popping
Ed, you're not asking the right question. The right question is who in the division is built to beat the Giants?
Will you stop it? And Sean, guess what?
What?
You got a Tua. Your quarterback's like Tua. He ain't going to be playing long. He's going to wind up getting knocked in the head.
Why?
Stop.
Why?
Giants fans, just stop.
Stop it, man.
Well, Ed, real quick. What's your team again? I forgot.
Yeah. The New York Jets, baby.
Oh, yeah. He says, I've had enough of this John Harbaugh talk.
Jeez. Odell would be a number 2 wide receiver.
Look, forget about that. I am jealous of the New York Giants as well. And the reason I'm jealous is because of John Harbaugh. I'm not even jealous necessarily because of Jackson Dart. Like, I like Jackson Dart. I think he's got a chance to be a good quarterback in this league. But I've seen a lot of guys come into this league and have us convinced he is a franchise quarterback and have it not be the case.
Yeah.
The thing I know for sure is that you have a head coach. The thing I know for sure is you've got everything that our team, I'm talking about Ed and myself, we've been looking for. And so I think you need to look at that phone call very differently. That was not a Cowboy fan. That was not an Eagle fan.
I didn't see Jet fan coming, to be honest
That
with
was a Jet fan who's like, look, I'm jealous. And I am too. And sometimes we take our jealousy and we act it in certain ways. Some of us act by just degrading the Giants. Our last caller does that. Craig does that. I think some of us go the other way, and that's probably my biggest issue. When I'm jealous, and I am jealous of the New York Giants, I am jealous of the New York Knicks. Sometimes I'm probably more positive than other fans because I see how good you have it, and I know how bad I have it. Makes sense, right?
Yes.
I've seen the other side.
That's a good T-shirt.
You like that?
I do. I like that. That's very deep.
Speaking of T-shirts, it took me 2.5 years. It is being printed, and I will be wearing it to Madison Square Garden next week. I do have a T-shirt that says IBO.
You're wearing that to the NBA
I am wearing that to the NBA Finals. Yes. Yes, because I'm an IBO.
Okay. I mean, keyword BO.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
Body odor now? That's your joke?
Why don't you just wear the Lugauer tweet shirt?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
That's a better
Maybe
shirt
that's
to
the
wear.
better route. Yeah. Rosie, would you go Lugauer tweet? Obviously, the Lugauer tweet is that it would be typical Knicks if they signed Jalen Brunson. I was not a fan of it. Would you go that or would you go IBO?
You absolutely go with the Lugauer tweet.
All right. So I bought those T-shirts for no reason. I'll save that for the Yankee playoff run. Me and you.
Lots of things you can use B for.
That's true.
Yeah. There's a lot of it doesn't have to be basketball.
That's why I said baseball. That's why I said baseball.
And think about how we examined the Mitchell Robinson thing. Independent Bowling Observer.
That's exactly right.
Independent Beckham Observer.
They're very good.
Wow.
Yeah. The only one I guess I could wear it to a Giant game because me and Sean go to our annual Giant game.
Uh-huh.
I guess if Beckham is still there, hasn't been cut by then, I can go IBO for Independent Beckham Observer.
I like it.
Nice. All good. We'll get back to your calls in a second. 888-808-1019. Why the San Antonio Spurs are tough to hate, but I got a few reasons and a few examples of why maybe you can hate them. We'll get to that coming up, plus your Odell Beckham Jr. response. Total Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is expanding across Long Island, New York City, and New Jersey with new locations opening in Comac, Babylon, and West Orange. Expert care is closer than ever. Their top-rated doctors treat everything from everyday injuries to complex orthopedic conditions. Wherever you are on your journey, they're there to help you move forward. They are the experts at getting you back to being you. Visit TotalOrthoSportsMed.com to schedule your appointment today or call 855-321-ORTHO.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
It's possible that today at 4:01 p.m. Eastern Time, A.J. Brown will be traded from the Philadelphia Eagles to the New England Patriots. And if and when that happens, the spotlight this year in Philly, all the pressure are going to go on quarterback Jalen Hurts. It'll be a new offense with some new receivers to integrate, including first-rounder Mekhi Lemon. If Hurts doesn't get it done this year, major questions will start to be asked. I'm Nick Costos.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey, this is Sal Licata. You know that when your AC fails, it's the worst. Make sure that doesn't happen by contacting my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's air conditioning experts for decades. They're my go-to techs. They've done plenty of work on my house. I trust these guys to do a great job. And by the way, if your AC unit is over 15 years old, you're wasting your money. Get a new high-efficiency AC system right now. You'll save money and stay cooler. Go to EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
The most important meal of the day just got better at Dunkin'. Now you can get a medium hot or iced coffee, 6 crispy hash browns, and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, all for $6. That's a full breakfast meal for $6. 6 crispy golden hash browns, a warm, delicious bacon, egg, and cheese, and a medium coffee to start your day right. Do breakfast the Dunkin' way and order Dunkin's $6 meal. No substitutions, participations and times may vary. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
While the world watches the stars at the FIFA World Cup this summer, Hyundai has its eyes on the next generation of talent. The future stars who are already turning heads at age 14. Because next doesn't wait for an invitation. And neither do we. Hyundai has always moved the future within reach. We did it when we made advanced safety standard on every vehicle and engineered EVs with ultra-fast charging capability. Because the future isn't some far-off concept. It's already here. Next starts now. Hyundai, an official partner of FIFA.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey, Boomer Esiason here. After years in the game, I don't guess. I go with what works. With Red Pocket Mobile, you lock in your rate and you keep it. No price creep, no sudden jumps, just straightforward pricing and premium 5G plans starting at $10 a month. Visit redpocket.com to see why more Americans are switching to better wireless without paying more. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
When you own your own business, you need to keep things moving. Need to book a last-minute flight? Earn a $300 travel credit to cover that. Need to take a meeting before takeoff? Do it from the comfort of the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club. Need to catch your breath before you board? Done. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
The savings are coming! Wow! He showed up just in time.
It's America's 250th birthday. We're celebrating a month early at Nielsen Dodge.
By giving you freedom of choice. Save up to $250 off service. Save up to $250 off accessories.
With leases for $250 or under.
Lease a new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport S 4-door 4x4, just $249 a month. Lease with loyalty for just $229 a month.
There's always zero down payment. The credit help you need. More savings with your trade-in.
And of course, great deals. For leases $250 or under, hurry to Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at nielsendodge.com.
At Nielsen Dodge.
Declaration of Deal Sales Event.
With approval, term 36-24 months, due at sign, everyone $58.44 with loyalty $58.24. Add tax tag $498 dock and DMV fees. See dealer for details.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
I'll tell you something kind of funny. So I have open DMs. Shaun has open DMs on social media, and every once in a while you'll get a DM saying, hey, I got breaking news. Don't say it's from me, but I got news. And occasionally I've said it on air with the preface of, not sure if this is true, but guy DM me, and sometimes he's been right, or the random people have been right. So earlier today, Shaun was DM'd, hey, this week Myles Garrett is going to be traded. He's going to be traded to the Rams specifically, right?
Yeah, and I will say this person that reached out to me has only DM'd me one other time to tell me that little Jordan Humphrey was just signed by the Denver Broncos off the Giants practice squad, and it became public a half an hour later. I did look back. I'm like, this was that guy. I remember that. Okay.
I respect that guy because that's little news, too.
Yeah.
No offense to little Jordan. Little news. Well, in the last hour since you told me, yeah, some guy DM me Myles Garrett to the Rams, here's what I got, not to call everybody out. I got Pat McAfee talking about Myles Garrett to the Rams, Craig Carton on his podcast saying Myles Garrett to the Eagles,
okay,
and a radio station in Cleveland saying Myles Garrett to the Rams. So out of nowhere, as we've hit June 1st, which is like that unofficial, official post-June 1st, moves can be made. We've all heard about A.J. Brown potentially being traded.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot of noise on Myles Garrett, and I'm not sure if it's this one person or if there's validity to the fact that the Cleveland Browns may trade him.
That's why I'm not going with it. I'm not reporting it, but it'd be very funny if this same person is just going around DMing people that would say this on the mic.
Now, in Craig's defense, he's saying the Eagles, so maybe he's got someone else.
All right.
Who the hell knows?
Maybe he is.
A lot of Myles Garrett chatter going around.
Should be a fun year in Cleveland. Good for Todd Monken.
No doubt. Now, before we get back to your phone calls, obviously a lot of Odell Beckham Jr., a lot of talk on Mitchell Robinson and the New York Knicks. The San Antonio Spurs are not really hateable. I think SGA would have been hateable because of the floppingness that he has secured. But Wemby isn't even that hateable. I know Wemby's going to get to the hateable level, especially if he ditches the media and gives short answers and starts to dominate the league. So I think he's got a chance to get to that point, but I don't think he's there yet. So I tried, Knick fans, to find something to hate about the San Antonio Spurs, and we found one thing.
All right.
De'Aaron Fox talking about how much he doesn't like Madison Square Garden.
Worst arena, people are going to hate me, but Madison Square Garden.
Really?
Yeah, it just needs an upgrade.
How about that?
It just had an upgrade.
So does that work? Does that create any hatred from Knick fans? De'Aaron Fox thinks the Garden's a dump and it needs an upgrade.
What is the MTA paying for him? Is they're trying to move Penn Station here to say that? It needs an upgrade.
You know what he's saying, though? He's probably saying that the road locker room sucks.
Okay.
Like, everyone gives opinions based on how they're affected. It's like media members talking about the Washington Nationals press box being too high. No fan cares about that. But, hey, it's too high. I don't like that.
No, you need to go harder. So I remember this specific. Do you remember this when Alex Ovechkin did this during a Rangers-Capitals series like a decade ago?
He talked about the Garden?
He talked about the Garden. He said, everybody talks about it being this great arena. Every time we go in there, it smells like elephant bleep. Like the circus has always left town.
Kind of true, by the way.
Right. And then the fans got on the entire series with the elephant. He trashed the arena in an aggressive way. Our arena doesn't smell like elephant crap.
So do you think this is enough for Knicks fans to be mad at the Aaron Fox or not really?
Fart in the wind.
Yeah.
Fart in the wind.
I agree with you. I tried,
You need to be harder. That isn't the mecca of basketball. You know what I mean? Like, you got to, like, really take it down. Just saying it needs upgrades? Okay, we'll read the Post. I mean, they talk about it all the time.
I think the Aaron Fox needs to be asked about it again, and this time has to go harder in on, like, nah, he can't say this. My idea was, because I've always said this to taunt Knick and Ranger fans, I'm one of the oddities. I don't like either team. Obviously, Shaun is split. Most people out there root for one of those two teams. So my joke has always been, and it's about to be outdated if the Knicks win, has always been, you know, your last championship is really freaking, you know, Hulk Hogan beating the Iron Sheik. Or I think Triple H won a title there. Didn't he beat Mick Foley in a Hell in a Cell?
That's right.
Or dare I say Chris Benoit won a championship at WrestleMania 10.
Well, it's not
or
true.
Bret Hart at WrestleMania 20. Or Bret Hart at WrestleMania 10. I got a lot of... I know I shouldn't have used the other one. I apologize.
Let's walk that one back.
I know. He doesn't exist. I'm sorry. But that could go away. So De'Aaron Fox could have done that. Could have been like, yeah, it's so known for championships. Isn't why we're really talking about Triple H?
I think the Aaron Fox just needs to worry about actually playing 7 games in the series.
Making sure that high ankle sprain isn't a problem.
How about that? Instead of trashing the arena.
All right, I'll continue to be on the lookout to see if there's anything else that's said that could offend you guys.
Also, it's easy to hate the Spurs. Their fans have had enough. That's it. That's the taste of it.
No, I get you.
And have had enough of, honestly, we get it. There's breasts behind the coach. We're good now. Okay? That has run its course through 4 weeks. Is this going to be a storyline, too? Look at that cleavage. Are we going to do that the whole series? Are we here to watch basketball?
Do you think the cleavage will be there for game 1 and 2?
Of course it will be. It's become a thing. But, you know, all due respect, I got my whole year to look at boobs. Can I watch the basketball? It's the NBA Finals now. Put the boobs away. Let's watch the game. That's the way I
you're
feel.
saying they should put them away?
Well, they don't have to. Everybody can wear what they want. But my point is, social media can put them away. All right? It's honestly, it's basketball time now. We're good. We've done the boob thing. Let's watch the game.
Well, it was like the first time anyone ever saw the Brewers in the playoffs. They would comment on the woman behind home plate who scored the game.
Scoring Amy or whatever?
Yeah, scoring Amy.
Yeah.
And it was like such a big deal like the first 10 times. And then finally it was like, yeah, it's, you know, it's part of the ballpark.
Yes, she's got double D's and she could write. Okay, we get it. Let's watch the game now.
Sean, also, the green guys next to the penalty box
it's
in
enough.
hockey, the exact same concept.
It's enough. Or the baseball, and they had those guys imitating the umpires. Like some Marlins, man. Enough. Let me watch the game. Enough. I don't care that your cleavage is back there.
Marlins Man has someone imitating Marlins Man.
I know. How pathetic in life do you have to be?
Marlins Man.
You think about the realms of patheticness in life. If you get to the point where you're Marlins Man impersonator, that's like a bottom rung I never want to get to.
Alan is calling from New Milford, New Jersey. Good afternoon, Alan.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Thanks for taking my call. I never call in. I listen to you guys. I love listening to you. You get me through my day, and I really appreciate it. But I kind of felt compelled to call in this time.
Uh-oh.
What happened? Been listening. I've been listening all day, ever since I've been listening all the time, really.
All right.
But ever since Mitchell Robinson's injury, and I'm kind of shocked that no one's ever commented on this. When I heard that he had a fracture of his 5th metacarpal, there's the most common fracture of that bone. I don't know if it came across on the computer. I'm a radiologist.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the most common fracture of that bone is called a boxer's fracture because it happens when a closed fist strikes a hard surface, or most commonly happens during a fight.
Right.
And I haven't heard anyone say that. I haven't heard anyone anywhere. In fact, I think there was an orthopedist yesterday morning on Mark Malusa's show, and that never came up either.
So you're saying, as a doc, that injury is mostly caused by punching something or somebody?
Yes, the most common fracture of the 5th metacarpal, specifically.
Oh, I get you.
And that's actually 10 to 15% of all hand fractures are what's called a boxer's fracture. And
right.
It's been given that name, that moniker, specifically because it's so common.
Can you
in that
get
location.
that? But can you get that injury from as we surmise, because it has not been confirmed it's bowling. I was surmising based on a clip of Craig and Big Mac from Friday that it was bowling, but let's just assume it was. Could you get injured? Is that a weird injury to get while bowling?
Not that particular injury. Now, of course, there are other fractures of the fifth metacarpal, but they're much less common.
Right.
You could drop a heavy object on it, you could bang it, but I can't remember the last time I've been practicing 40 plus years. I can't remember the last time I've ever seen a fracture of the fifth metacarpal in particular that wasn't a boxer's fracture.
Wow. Well, you know what, Alan? I appreciate that you made the phone call because it's very interesting. And I think that maybe the reason we're not assuming it is because we don't know. We have no information. Like even the bowling thing, I wasn't assuming it. I was listening to the clip that we played earlier. You could pull it up again if you could find it, Rosie, of Craig and Big Mac saying, hey, this is what I heard about the Mitchell Robinson injury. And so based on the description, it was surmised as bowling. Here's what Craig said on Friday, by the way.
I believe that Mitchell Robinson may have broken his pinky while enjoying a recreational activity that every one of us has enjoyed many times in our lifetimes.
So that was the assumption of bowling. In terms of him punching something, that leads to many other questions. And I feel bad asking them because Mitchell has been open and honest over the last few months and years about what he's dealing with off the court in terms of anxiety or mental health issues. And I think we all want to respect that. Yeah. But there's also the point of, well, how'd you get hurt? And the Knicks haven't told us. And if no one's telling us, this is what happens. You get a doctor calling in saying it sounds like a punch. You've got Craig saying, hey, I heard, but I'm not saying, but maybe, possibly it was bowling. Like, this is what happens when there's no clarity on where the injury occurred. And Mike Brown said specifically it was not in Game 4. It was not basketball, and it wasn't during practice. And it creates 100 new questions.
Which brings me back to the point I made Friday on the show, which is just this. You had a lie given to you that everybody already believed. Why not own the lie? Like, sometimes a lie is okay if it protects things.
And I don't want to hear, well, Mike Brown may have been pissed off. Even if he's pissed off.
You've got a job to do right now.
Don't make it a thing.
Yeah, we should not be discussing how he did it. Also, now I'm questioning whether it is bowling based on Craig's quote, something every one of us has enjoyed multiple times. I know a lot of people are one and done with bowling. That is not that enjoyable.
You think punching someone in the face is something we've enjoyed multiple times?
Boxing.
Huh. So it was just boxing.
Slapping butt cheeks in a strip club?
That's a new one.
Well,
let's go to Brendan in Clifton, New Jersey. Hey, Brendan.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. I am so elated, fired up about Odell Beckham coming back. Shaun, I'm like you. I got chills. I'm a Mets fan and I'm a Giants fan, and I'm just telling you how I genuinely felt in the moment of both. I'm more excited right now in this moment than I was when the Mets signed Juan Soto.
Come on, man.
I understand. I understand that it's like Juan Soto is a far better player at his position at his stage in his career than Odell Beckham is. That's not questionable. But I'm just telling you the emotion that I felt when the news came across. Odell Beckham is coming home. This is... Oh, I'm so excited. I'm just elated.
Wow.
He's wonderful.
I would almost want to ask Lukey that question.
Oh,
as a giant Met fan, is he as excited? Should I try to call him, or do you think there's no chance he picks up?
It's 1:14. You know, at some point, wake up and be an adult.
All right.
Wait, was he overnight last night? I shouldn't have.
Yes, he was overnight last night.
Till what time?
Probably 4 or 5 in the morning.
He should be up.
You want me to call him, or is it not working?
Give him a call. Somebody's got to let the cat out, right?
You think he picks up?
Yeah, he'll see in show. He's smart enough. All right, let's call Tommy Lugauer here.
Let's see. Because there's no way, and he wanted Odell Beckham Jr.
Why
you and I need to have a three-way.
Why is he labeled as crappy producer in your phone?
Stop it. He's labeled Lukey.
All right,
and it's a picture of me handing him a championship belt from when he won in fantasy.
He's not going to answer, is he?
Nah, I don't think he's
The Knicks are back.
Nah. Yeah, he doesn't answer.
He stinks sometimes.
What do you mean?
Answer the phone.
Do you think he's sleeping or just doesn't want to talk to me?
I think he's probably just waking up for the day and is like, I'm not dealing with this.
I would assume he would want to talk to me because someone was telling me the other day that he was begging for me to take him to the finals on the air.
On the air, he was doing that?
Yeah, like, oh, Evan should take me, all that kind of crap. So if he was doing that, wouldn't he assume that the phone call would be about that? Like, oh, hey, Tommy, I thought about it. I'm taking you to the finals.
Good point.
Which, by the way, I'm not. I mean, there's no chance of that.
What if he paid you a good chunk of change?
He's not.
What if he did?
He's not. That's like asking so many what ifs that have no chance of happening.
He's making a bunch of the Corona appearances here. What if he took that money and said, Evan, here, it's yours?
Have you seen the price of tickets? He would need to make about 500 appearances.
And a very Luke evening to everybody out there.
Let's go to Victor in Sacramento. Hey, Victor.
Sorry, guys, not to do caller on caller crime, but that guy needs some therapy, that last one about being excited about Odell Beckham. We have a tendency during our tough years to rewrite history. Listen, I'm not saying Odell wasn't an explosive player, but I would argue that draft pick started the trend of our terrible draft picking because we had a chance at Aaron Donald and Zach Martin, and we chose Odell. Then the 2015 season, we just came off a season where we had plenty of fourth quarter collapses. Jets game, Patriots game, Carolina Panthers game. Odell had a key drop in all of them. For every big-time catch he had a crucial drop, including the playoff game. And, Evan, you know how you like to, against the Packers, Evan, you know how you like to whisper the loud part out to the audience with things that are tough to understand? That Odell Beckham catch against the Cowboys, lost the game in a lost season. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Well, that I definitely say a lot of, that the big moments, like the John Starks dunk, they lost the series. The Andy Chavez catch, they lost the game. I am very big on I can't celebrate something that I lost, ultimately. Or at least it's difficult for me to celebrate.
How could you criticize him dropping balls in big moments when he has a touchdown catch in a Super Bowl and could have won Super Bowl MVP?
Because he didn't do it for the Giants. Okay, that's an easy answer, and you know that.
But again, this is my point of when you are.
Oh, Tommy's calling.
Let's see. All right.
Tommy, can I ask you a question on air about Giants and Mets? Is that okay? Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'll put him up.
Tommy, a guy called in, and I thought of you because there's no other person that can answer this. A guy called in and said he was more excited at the. Oh, by the way, did you know the Giants signed Odell Beckham Jr., Tommy?
Yeah, of course, and Barrios.
Okay, yeah, very. So you're on top of it. We just figured you were sleeping the entire time. So a guy calls in and says,
I was sleeping up until a few minutes ago,
Oh.
and I'm aware of it. I mean, I figured they were signing Beckham too, like if they were bringing him in for a
figure.
workout.
So a guy calls in and says, as a Met Giant fan, he's more excited for Odell Beckham Jr. signing than Juan Soto. Would you co-sign that?
Why not?
Because Juan Soto is in the prime of his career.
But the Giants are close. But the Giants are closer to a championship than the Mets.
Yeah, but Odell Beckham, as much as I'm excited for this, he's not going to put them over the top and help them win a championship. He's just there for the vibes and to kind of finish his career where it started.
He's right. By the way, Tommy, I agree with your opinion. I thought of you when a Met Giant fan started saying that, and I'm like, was this guy crazy?
And also like Soto away from the Yankees, and it's different paths. I mean, if Odell Beckham was in his prime, I mean, maybe we'd have a conversation. But
all right, are you going to any of these finals games or no?
No, I doubt it.
All right. Well, you're doing a great job at nights. All right, keep up the good work, pal.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, man. There's Tommy. So yeah, thank you. He confirmed what I thought, which is that come on, that's insane.
I also just flat out said the Giants are closer to a championship than the Mets, and his first answer was yeah. So positive Tommy my ass.
Well, that's not true.
That's what he said.
Wait, not though. Who's closer to a championship? Him agreeing with that.
He said yeah, and then rolled into a point.
Yeah, but the Giants may be close to a championship.
But the point is, after every Met loss, when he's fighting off everybody about how negative they are,
he's not saying the Mets are winning the World Series.
Then what's he saying?
That he's not saying anything, honestly.
That's my point. The case rests.
That the roof isn't caving in on the team every single year.
I just exposed positive.
No, you really didn't, though.
I did.
You didn't at all.
I'll take onus in that.
It's like when you two guys were here. You would bicker over the dumbest things, and you would mostly be wrong.
No, I was
and
wrong.
he was wrong too. So actually, I'm not sure who was right.
I won the Lugash debate.
Chris in Tinton Falls. Hey, Chris.
Hey, what's happening, man? Good to hear from you guys again. Interesting, guys. That radiologist you had on before about the fracture. You guys remember in the original Rocky movie, Apollo ends up fighting Rocky because his opponent, Mackley Green, fractured his metacarpal as well. Fun fact there.
Wow.
So
boxers fractured.
Yeah, I'm a big movie guy. I remember that. Yeah, Jurgen's reading it to a McLegree fractured metacarpal. Look it up. Good scene. Guys, I'm very excited about Beckham. I hope he takes 13. As far as I'm concerned, there are only two 13s for the Giants, Dave Jennings and Odell.
Nah, Ramsey's bored.
I want him back.
Respect.
And look, yeah, man. I remember those guys, but nevertheless, Beckham played on some dreadful teams. Being a season ticket holder, he was a reason I had to cheer for some of those teams. I'm glad he's coming back. He's not the same guy. It's nostalgia. I get it. But it'll be fun to see him back as a Giant. I'm excited for it. I love what this regime's doing.
And remember this, the Giant regime has no reason to bring back Odell Beckham Jr. for nostalgia.
No.
They're going to sell tickets. I don't assume that John Mara has any influence on this right now. Joe Shane wasn't here. John Harbaugh wasn't here. This is literally John Harbaugh doing something that he thinks is good for the team.
Lou Gowers just texted me. I'm confused. Am I going on air, or Evan just wanted to ask me that question off air?
Oh, he didn't know he was on air?
Like, he was on air. Lukey, you were on air.
Oh, no, it was just that you have to legally ask.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Oh, my God. Did they sign Odell Beckham Jr.?
No, but big trade in the NFL.
Is it Myles Garrett?
Myles Garrett has been traded to the L.A. Rams.
Wow.
According to Tom Pelissero, Ian Rappaport, and Adam Schefter, Cleveland would send Garrett to L.A. in exchange for Jared Verse, a first rounder.
Jared Verse?
A first
Really?
rounder and more. So Verse, a first, and more.
That's a hell of a return.
I can't believe they gave up. What is the point of giving up Jared Verse to get Myles Garrett?
I just assumed they were going to just trade draft picks, and that would be it. But Jared Verse was a first-round pick 2 years ago. He's
awesome.
25 years old. He's made the Pro Bowl numerous times.
That's a hell of a haul for Cleveland.
That's
I
a
gotta be
great
honest.
job by Cleveland.
Yeah.
Because usually with these trades, I was getting ready to respond, it's lottery tickets. You don't know. And yes, there are lottery tickets involved, but they get back a damn good football player, the defensive rookie of the year from 2 years ago.
This is the Rams probably telling you this is the last year for Stafford. We're as all in as ever.
Oh, they're going absolute all in.
So it's Rams, Bears, Giants. That's what the NFC is going to come down to.
Okay.
It's crazy.
So I'm glad I brought up what I brought up 20 minutes ago. You could rewind on the free Odyssey app. And if you're just tuning in a quick synopsis, a guy DM'd Shaun saying, hey, Myles Garrett's about to be traded to the Rams. And I've heard other media personalities in the last day say similar things. Pat McAfee said, I heard this. Cleveland Radio heard this. Craig on his podcast said the Eagles. So not necessarily the right team, but the idea that Myles Garrett's being traded.
And to be fair, not a rando that heard it like on the Pat McAfee show, one of these guys who fancies themselves parachuting in and out of creating accounts like they're an insider.
And he was right.
Yeah.
Who do you think that person is? You think it's like a real executive that's just out of football? You
And
think
just
it's what's-
finds media people to hit up?
Who's that guy? What's his name?
Pretty
He's the
Ricky?
GM of the Giants in 2011. And he hasn't gotten a job since.
Is it Mark Ross?
No. Mark Ross is a good candidate. I wasn't thinking of him.
Well, you're not thinking of Jerry Reese.
I'm thinking of Jerry Reese. You think
Who's
Jerry
that guy? He's
Yeah, I
a
forgot.
two-time Super Bowl champion GM.
I apologize. I forgot his name. I mean, I'm sorry.
I thought you were talking about the guy Mark Ross that's always on NFL Network.
I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
I forgot
Wow.
Jerry Reese's name. That's a
That's
bad
all right.
job out of me.
That's all right.
You corrected it.
I also thought World War I was the Revolutionary War today. We're having a banner show.
You more egregious than I. I admitted like the name wasn't at the top of my head. You think Mark Ross or Jerry Reese is just secretly DMing you?
It could be, man. I don't even understand the purpose. Yeah, maybe. And they're DMing the same people? Maybe.
I got great news.
Jerry, I love you if it's you.
2 years ago, we made predictions on Myles Garrett's next team. Can't wait to find those archives.
Well, is that how we put it? Because he signed that extension. since then.
I forgot how the hell we put it. So anyhow, breaking news, big day in the NFL. Look at the NFL stealing attention away from the NBA Finals and Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Even though we've barely talked baseball today.
Remember Vrabel and Diana Rossini? Boy, how the clock changes, huh?
Well, I mean, one more story comes out about that. We'll talk about that again.
Yeah, fair
A.J.
point.
Brown of the Patriots.
Yeah, that's a good point.
When that happens, that'll be brought up again. So Odell Beckham Jr. and Braxton Berrios signed with the New York Giants. And as Rosie just broke the glass for Myles Garrett going to the L.A. Rams, shockingly, for Jared Verse and a first-round pick. Is there more than that?
And more draft compensation along with that as well.
Wow. What a
Cleveland.
return for Cleveland.
And Cleveland, remember with these draft picks, they're going to try to leapfrog you to get a quarterback this year.
I don't know if they're going to be as positioned well to do it because remember, the Jets' first-round picks are from the Colts and the Cowboys. The Rams may win the Super Bowl.
Or the Rams, or the Browns trading Myles Garrett are just going to stink and be ahead of you and stink worse.
Well, that's always of course, that's always a possibility. We'll come back with your phone calls, 888-808-1019, and a very odd thing happened over the weekend in the Yankee game that needs to be addressed. It is Evan and Tiki. Tiki back tomorrow. We're here till the Carton Show at 2 o'clock.
Contractors, when deadlines are tight, you need a supplier that moves like you do. Windorama keeps the Northeast's largest in-stock selection of Andersen windows, patio doors, and storm doors ready for same-day pickup or next-day delivery. Need custom assemblies? They build them in-house to keep your jobs on track. And with Rama Rewards for Pros, earn up to 2% back, plus perks like free delivery. Windorama for Pros, your job, your deadline, your team. Visit windorama.com/for-pros to learn more.
I'm Pat Boyle here to help you take a look at Western One Sports. French Open quarterfinals, I think we see another long battle when Sasha Zverev squares off with teenage sensation Rafa Hodar. Zverev has all the pressure on his shoulders now to win his first Grand Slam, and Hodar is going to push him to make things uncomfortable. Zverev should win this match. He has spent considerably less time on court this tournament and is way fresher, but Hodar's playing like a top 10 player the past few weeks. He will not go away easily. I'm taking the over total games in what should be a tremendous clash. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
First pitch swung on, deep drive.
The Yankees are back in the Bronx taking on the Guardians. 7:05 tomorrow night.
It's gone, a home run.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the action. The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan. 101.9 FM, 660 AM, and always available en Espanol with Ricky Ricardo on the Odyssey app.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Helping people achieve their goals is what we do. So if your goal is owning a home, we're here to help with guidance and resources, including up to $17,500 in select markets when combining down payment and closing cost grants. Visit BofA.com/home team. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America N.A. Equal Housing Lender. Credit and collateral is subject to approval. Restrictions apply. This is not a commitment to lend.
FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long, with more ways to build and more value every time you play. You can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment, from spreads to player points to threes and more. Build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're betting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel. So many more options, better payouts all NBA playoffs long. Head to FanDuel.com/New York to get started today. That's FanDuel.com/New York, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. We all love the app around here. It has all the betting markets you could possibly want. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and older, physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, please call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Looking for the best value on new tires? Get to Town Fair Tire. We honor every valid manufacturer's and competitor rebates and give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
See website for details. BillsHappen.com is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to BillsHappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
BillsHappen.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to BillsHappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
Tune in to Odyssey Mets Radio on 880 AM. Brought to you by the #1 Westbury Toyota construction sale.
Hey, Metro New York. Ready for real savings? Switch to Allstate today. Because drivers who switched saved an average of $713 on their auto insurance. So, what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for an auto insurance quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new customers surveyed in 2024, savings vary, subject to terms and availability.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter.
The savings are coming!
Wow! He showed up just in time.
It's America's 250th birthday. We're celebrating a month early at Nielsen Dodge.
By giving you freedom of choice. Save up to $250 off service. Save up to $250 off accessories.
With leases for $250 or under.
Lease a new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport S 4-door 4x4, just $249 a month. Leased with loyalty for just $229 a month.
There's always zero down payment. The credit help you need. More savings with your trade-in.
And of course, great deals. For leases $250 or under, hurry to Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com.
At Nielsen Dodge. Runners in the driver's seat.
Declaration of Deal Sales Event.
With approval, term 36-24 months, due at sign, everyone $58.44 with loyalty $58.24. Add tax tag $498 doc and DMV fees. See dealer for details.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
A lot going on this very busy Monday. We've talked a lot of basketball and a lot of football today with the Giants signing Odell Beckham Jr. and the breaking news that Myles Garrett is being traded to the Los Angeles Rams. And Paul Rosenberg's done a great job on the other side, and he presents to us this Fan Focus.
This Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. No Yankee baseball tonight as they return from the West Coast. But the Mets do have a game. They head out to the West Coast. It's Austin Warren and Emerson Hancock as the Mets are in Seattle versus the Mariners at 9:40. Yankees fans on Rays watch should know that the Rays begin a series with the Tigers tonight.
A lot of baseball this weekend, so some of it can get confusing. I apologize. There were a few interesting things from the Yankee games, including Aaron Boone not taking Ryan Weathers out when he came out to talk to him. Turned out to be a bad decision. Next pitch gives up a 2-run home run. But there is a moment in the Yankee game over the weekend that is still pissing me off. And the Yankees did nothing wrong. Their opponent, the A's, did nothing wrong. It was the ABS disaster. There was a challenge made by an A's hitter on a pitch that was out of the strike zone.
I think it was Langeliers.
Was it Shea Langeliers?
Yeah, I believe so.
The pitch is out of the strike zone. And he taps his hat, and we're about to get a challenge. Take a listen to the way it was called, courtesy of David Cohn and Michael Kay on the Yes Network.
We got a glitch. I'm not seeing a glitch all year. What happens in the event of a glitch?
The pitch was a strike. The Athletics have one challenge remaining.
So he got communication that it was a strike. But we didn't see it, but he got the communication.
Did he? Because on the MLB app, it's clearly a ball.
I botched it again.
And the challenge was lost. Now, it doesn't matter. It's the A's. Screw them. It matters because what if this happens again?
Yes.
What if it happens in a big moment? Like, what you need to do if your MLB is be fully transparent and say, hey, we had a glitch. We ignore the challenge. It's the call's going to stand because, unfortunately, the technology didn't work.
But you can't lose your challenge because
they called it a strike, and I was pissed because I went on the MLB app and said I could have sworn that pitch was a ball, and it is clear as day that it is out of the strike zone. So I don't want to. This is not Michael Kay's fault. I want to make it clear because his assumption was, hey, they just told him it was a strike, and then they never showed a replay again. It was clearly a ball.
I feel like kind of kicking myself.
Like it just. We can't have these screw up if we're MLB.
I assumed at some point we would get some kind of weird computer glitch because that's what happens with technology and anything. You have to be, as a league, more proactive in just, instead of tripling and quadrupling down on a mistake, owning a mistake. That team cannot suffer the consequences of losing that challenge the rest of the game. That just, I don't care if it's 2 innings later when you come to that determination, you have to phone down, you have a challenge back.
No.
That has to be allowed.
Losing challenges early, and Met fans know all about this because they do that routinely. Mark Vientos had an incredibly selfish challenge the other day. That's impactful because late in the game, you want to have those in your pocket. That's one of the things I've learned through the challenge system of the first few months of the baseball season. You got to be judicious with when you use it, and you can't be selfish. Unfortunately, the Mets have zero communication because their players continue to be selfish pigs when it comes to using challenges. And the Yankees have had their issues, too. I mean, Jazz Chisholm's been atrocious.
Jazz Chisholm.
Yeah. So it's not like they're perfect, but you really, I think in the first 5 or 6 innings, unless it's a high octane spot or high leverage spot.
High octane?
Yeah, high octane, a lot of pressure.
Chisholm!
A lot of gas.
High leverage. That's it. That's the baseball term.
I got to it. Did I not get to it?
You got to it, but it shouldn't have took you that long for you.
Well, whatever. For me. What does
you
that mean?
score 40 million baseball games. You've never said high octane before.
I've said high octane before. I'm sure I could find it.
Okay. Not as much as you say respect. I'm tired of that.
Yeah, too much. I got to check how many times I've said that today. One of the first callers said, Evan, you say respect too often. I looked at Friday's show. I said it 7 times, which I'm now convinced is a lot of time. You're on for 4 hours. 7 times means more than once an hour.
But it's a common word.
Unacceptable.
You say that a lot, too.
Unacceptable?
Yeah.
I'll look that up, too. Dan is in Randolph, New Jersey. Hey, Dan. Dan going once.
What's up, guys? Just want to call about Odell. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, we got you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Jesus.
Boys, can you hear me?
All right. You know what? You can't hear us.
He's out.
You know one time I pranked a radio show by doing that?
You kept doing that over and over?
I kept calling up saying, can you hear me?
What show was that?
I'm not going to reveal that. I'm not going to do that.
Was it this station?
It was not this radio station.
No. Oh, how mean are you? You went to some other radio station and did that?
It was a national show, and I was just being a jerk. I was like 20.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. I thought it was funny.
And you're not going to tell us?
I honestly don't remember. I think it was a Fox Sports radio show. I think it was like Ben Maller.
I would think better of you.
If what? If I didn't do that?
Yeah, come on.
Haven't we all pranked a radio show before? And my prank wasn't even good. It was stupid. Like, who can? Oh, can you hear me? I can't hear you. Like, it's dumb. I was an idiot. I still did it.
It's not exactly playing back Steve Summers to Steve Summers. Now, that's a good prank.
Did you ever call Sports Talk? That was the best prank. You ever call Sports Talk Radio back in the day?
No, not that I can remember.
I have like a few calls I remember. I called Richard Neer when I was 9 years old asking about trading Kevin McReynolds for Vince Coleman.
Okay.
So we talked about that. Remember the Vince Coleman, Kevin McReynolds trade? So I brought that up to Richard Neer. I called up JT the Brick while I was living in Maryland to talk about Ray Ordonez calling Met fans idiots.
You had a little brick bash with him?
He was great. Like, I got to hand it to him because
he's a nice guy.
JT was doing like mostly football. And I was like, you know what? I trust this guy. Sounds like a New Yorker.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if he is a New Yorker, but he sounded like it. And so I was like, if I just call up and talk about Ray Ordonez, would he engage with me? Because I don't think anybody else would other than calling the fan. But I was living in Maryland at the time, and he was on. And he broke it down with me. Wow. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, I can't remember if I did or didn't. I think that was another lifetime ago. I don't know.
See, I remember these things. I can't believe you don't.
I have no idea.
Joseph in Middletown. Hey, Joseph.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. What's up?
Hey, I was just wondering, I'm assuming you guys saw the details of the trade. I was just wondering if...
What trade, Joe? What trade?
Of the Rams and Browns trade for Myles Garrett.
Oh, wow. What'd they get?
Oh, they got so the Browns traded Myles Garrett to the Rams, and the Rams got Jared Verse.
They gave up Verse in the deal?
Yep, Jared Verse. They gave a first-round pick for next year.
Do you have sources on this, or you're trying to break it?
Adam Schefter posted this. I thought you guys saw it. So
sorry, man. We're going to have to get on that. I appreciate that.
No, I'm not playing your joke. We did see it, Joseph. Thank you. Shaun was just doing his little thing.
I think DeVito might be the answer.
We did see the trade. My instant reaction was your instant reaction, which was we were stunned that Jared Verse was in the trade. It was surprising that the Rams, it's not surprising that the Rams would make a go for a trade.
No.
Because that's what they do. So giving up the first round pick, not a surprise. It was more, they also gave up a first round pick this year to go get a corner from the Kansas City Chiefs.
McDuffie, but they had two
Trent
this year.
McDuffie.
They had two this year.
They did have it. No, you're right.
Because the Falcons gave them
my
first.
point is they still have been very liberal in giving up first round picks.
Yeah. Now,
I'm surprised about the Jared Verse part. I think that's the more surprising aspect of it.
Because it feels like if you're adding Myles Garrett, it's to add to that room and keep Jared Verse on that team. I got to give the Browns a lot of credit. You know you're not winning crap anyway. Myles Garrett is basically bitched and moaned for a couple of years.
He got what he wanted.
That's it.
I have to apologize because even though you were just trying to, I guess, attempt to be funny by playing with that caller that we didn't know about the trade, think about how excited he must have felt. Like he just called up Sports Talk Radio and told them, hey, there's breaking news. Let me break it down for you. And I had to spoil it by saying, we already know.
He should have let it breathe for the poor guy. I knew right away when he didn't have a take, he was trying to inform us about the trade. You let him cook there.
I'll tell you the reason why I didn't want him to cook.
Because you didn't want the listeners just tuning in to think we didn't know?
It makes the listeners think Paul Rosenberg can't do his job when Tiki's out.
But they already knew that.
What else we got?
You want some football news?
I mean,
did Odell Beckham Jr. get signed by the Giants?
No, but the Giants did sign Juju Smith-Schuster.
Are you kidding me?
According to Jordan Schultz.
What? Everybody gets a contract now? Boy, they had a ton of room at the trade Dexter Lawrence, huh?
They do. Well, what is going on? They're rebuilding their wide receiver room by invitees on June 1st?
This is, I've only seen it by Jordan Schultz, obviously a reputable guy. Giants signing veteran Juju Smith-Schuster.
So they have now added 3 guys. Now, specifically with, my God, my brain.
Odell Berrios?
No, Berrios. With Braxton Berrios, it's more of a replacement for Gunnar going down with the torn Achilles on Friday.
Okay.
But between Juju and Odell Beckham Jr., I mean...
I guess you're just throwing a bunch of bodies. This means now there is no lock for Odell to make the roster, for sure.
No, it's a competition.
Because Juju Smith-Schuster played for Matt Nagy when he was with the Kansas City Chiefs as well, who's the Giants' offensive coordinator.
Yep.
You know who I feel terrible for?
Bounced around the league, Kansas City, New England, obviously before that Pittsburgh.
I feel terrible for a man by the name of Anthony Miller.
He's the one guy who didn't get signed.
Anthony Miller was...
He might get signed. Don't assume he won't.
He was one of 4 guys to work out today, and he's the only one that walked out of a contract. That's a tough spot.
Here's my one complaint about today, this giant day. It's turned into a giant day.
What, your one complaint is that I have to go home and do podcasts now?
Oh, you got to do 10 podcasts. Jeez. You got a lot to do. It would have been better if it went Berrios, Juju, and then Odell. Because once they would have signed Juju Smith-Schuster, we would have, rightfully so, just been under the assumption, okay, they didn't sign Beckham, which would have created that discourse for like an hour and a half. And then when Rosie breaks the glass, we would have been like, what could possibly happen? And you would have been stunned by the Beckham signing. Because we were just stunned by the Juju Smith-Schuster signing. Yeah. The difference is we don't have a connection to Juju Smith-Schuster. We know about him from his time in Pittsburgh and Kansas City and New England. He's a household name, but he is an Odell Beckham Jr. So that would be my only critique if the timing was a little bit different, a little flipped.
I'll also say this now, as my wheels are turning. Are we so sure Darius Slayton, despite his money being owed, is a guaranteed roster spot on this thing?
That's what you think. Can I give you my thought?
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors ain't playing. Malik Neighbors is in. They are very concerned about Malik Neighbors.
Okay, but ain't playing when? What does that mean?
Okay, it's an open-ended thing for me to say that for a while. That the idea that there's a chance he's going to make it week 1, there's no chance he's playing week 1.
And I never
That's
thought
what I
so,
would take
too.
out of this.
If it's going to be a while, and a while to me is more than September. Like if we get into October,
I think that's a completely fair opinion. So
Okay.
if we get to October, that's a while. That's the first part of the season.
Then I'm with you. Then Odell Beckham Jr., you could save me the charity, this and the other thing, should not have been out on that field playing dodgeball. If we're worried that it could take as long as October, I don't care that he didn't get re-hurt there. That is malpractice by everybody who allowed him to play if he's not ready till October, and this is why they're signing a bunch of receivers. Sorry.
Well, that's what I think's going on. In my opinion. That's my assumption I'm making based on the second procedure and based on the uncertainty and even the way he looked yesterday or the other day playing dot. He doesn't look great.
Yeah, but he looks like somebody that is coming off ACL. And he's got 3 months to prepare. I'm not saying he won't be, because I don't think he'll be ready for the opener. But when you say a while, like, I don't think you're signing Juju Smith-Schuster to get by. Because also, here's the other thing you got to remember, Evan. Odell Beckham Jr., if he's not going to start the year even if he is going to start the year on IR, he's got to make the 53 first, meaning some of these guys still got to get cut no matter what. And then you put them on IR after that.
I'll save this for tomorrow, but on February 3rd, 2025, we did all write down on a piece of paper where we thought Myles Garrett would end up when he had demanded his trade. And so here we are a year and a half later, he has wound up somewhere.
I don't think that counts.
Why does that not count?
Because he went back to Cleveland off of the trade demand and signed an extension at the time.
I know, but when someone demands a trade, don't you think that even if it doesn't happen immediately, it's just bound to happen? It's like Kevin Durant. Remember, he demanded a trade, and then they made peace, and then they played for a few months, won 18 out of 20, and Kyrie lost his mind.
I don't know what any of us said, and maybe one of us picked the Rams. Evan, this is over a year ago when he then returned to his team. Circumstances changed. If we had said this offseason, hey, he's going to get traded again, who's your team?
So get ready. We are not doing that. We are not checking in on our Myles Garrett predictions from a year and a half ago.
If you want to, we will.
No,
I'm just saying, I don't think it's in the spirit.
I got the best idea. Paul Rosenberg is stepping up for Shaun and Tiki. Tiki out today, is back tomorrow. As the glue of WFAN, I know you very much enjoy when we check in on our old predictions and thoughts. Is it worth checking in on what we said in February of 2025 regarding Myles Garrett?
No, I'm going to side with Shaun on this.
There you go. It's done then. That's gone.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious. I'm going to play it in my head right now and see what I say.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Cowboys.
No, we all said
Wait, I think me and Shaun are on the same page. You said Washington? Yes. Washington. I said Green Bay.
We're playing him in
Green
it.
Bay.
Yeah, sorry. That was my...
But we still got it out there.
Oh, I played it just out of curiosity. None of us were right anyway, so it doesn't matter. Syke is in Babylon. Hey, Syke.
What's up, guys? I got a couple points here. One on Loogie. I got a Cinco de Luncho suggestion and a Mitchell Robinson first. Nice. Loogie on the phone, the most unenthusiastic I've ever heard Lugauer. New nickname suggestion, non-performative Tommy.
Jeez.
That was quite possibly the most vanilla Lugauer break I've ever heard.
Okay.
Loogie! Cinco de Luncho. Shaun, French onion soup chips. You got to do a Mount Rushmore or a Cinco de Luncho of your favorite chip flavors.
Okay.
Number
I had those yesterday.
three. Number 3, Mitchell Robinson. I don't know the human body, much like Shaun doesn't know social studies, but that guy calling up about the radiology, the broken pinky. Does anybody remember when Mitch had posted that he was taking social media down due to some mental health issues? The minute that guy mentioned breaking your hand, punching something or somebody, that's where my brain went to. And it was right around that time that he had made that post. Nobody mentioned that afterwards, which has me thinking something went on maybe behind the scenes and I don't need this to drop before game 1, honestly. I'm worried.
No, and I honestly, I feel bad. Like, to me, a lot of this is all fun and games, and we're like bowling or fire extinguisher or firing a gun legally at one of those gun ranges, if you will.
It's a gun range.
Because of the fact he's been open and honest about his mental health issues, you feel horrible if it's involved with that.
Of course.
Especially when now the assumption is being made it involved the punch. Here's what we know. A broken fifth metacarpal is not simply a broken pinky.
No.
And so
it's a bone in your hand that's connecting everything.
He's got a fractured hand. Like, the injury is more serious than the way it was reported.
This goes back to the whole point, though, with the Knicks. You do have a guy who struggled with mental health. Whatever it is that you're hiding, there was no reason not to lie. I'm sorry. They should have lied.
I think the problem with lying is you are the NBA, And they are so careful about injuries and the way they're reported. Like, is there something wrong about saying it was in a game when it wasn't in a game and everybody knows about it even if we don't know about it yet?
When the social media world, and don't tell me the life doesn't exist on social media, it basically does now, and here's a video that's gone everywhere. It looks like he hurts himself in Game 4. That is a gift from the lying gods. Nobody would have questioned it. And everybody just gets on the same page. And in 20 years, if a book comes out about the championship year and we find out some other reason, who's going to care about it?
Here's what matters as we set you up for Wednesday. If this negatively impacts Mitchell Robinson, whether he does not play or he plays ineffectively, and that is one of the root causes for the Knicks losing this series, this is a mega story in New York sports that will not simply die. It will become almost, here's what happened in 2026.
Yeah.
If the Knicks win an NBA championship, it is a complete no biggie spot.
You know what we need right now? The Mitchell report.
He passed away.
Okay, I understand.
Wait, did he? Hold on, let me make sure that.
I've lost
George
track.
Mitchell passed away earlier this year, right, Rosie?
Okay.
Pretty sure of that.
Wait, we didn't have to go into that. It was just the play on
Well,
words.
it was in my head that I think he passed away.
Well,
I kind of hope
I was going to say, I hope he did, but I don't.
Well, because I'll feel bad if he didn't. Like, why would I even say that on the radio?
Tell me he's breathing.
What's the info, Rosie? Is George Mitchell still around?
If it's the same...
Senator Mitchell.
Senator, yeah. Yes.
What? Dead?
He was born in 1933. Doesn't look like he's dead yet. So he's alive.
He was traded for Jared Verse.
My apologies. Why did I think he passed away?
Well, now you made us look bad.
George J. Mitchell, Senator Mitchell.
Who am I thinking of then? No, you're right. He's alive. I want to apologize to the Mitchell family.
Did the other guy, the steroid guy?
I'm thinking it's somebody else then. I feel horrible.
Who was the guy that sold maybe Alex Rodriguez the drugs?
What?
Didn't somebody die in the A-Rod documentary and then he went back to the house?
No, that's his like psychiatrist. No.
Man, now we're getting off.
No, my apologies. That was inappropriate also. You didn't need to play that.
Now I want a chalupa.
Let's go to Brian in Manhattan. What's up, Brian?
Okay, now let's talk real stuff here. First of all, the Giants signing Odell Beckham is disgusting. It sickens me. Do we realize? Does anybody care about the off-field things that this guy has done? Why don't we ask Justin Bieber about Odell Beckham? Let's ask him about Odell Beckham. Let's ask some of the women that he's accosted. Let's just go into these things with everybody so happy about Odell Beckham. I'm up in Montclair right now. I just saw some idiot kid walking around with an Odell Beckham jersey on.
Yeah.
Up here in Montclair.
I'm going to put mine on when I get home.
You have a response to that or no?
If you think that you're going to judge every player that walks through the doors by a moral compass, there's going to be more players than not. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's going to be a lot of players you're surprised by that you're not going to love their moral compass. That's what I would say. Including perhaps other quarterbacks on the Giants.
What a show today was. A lot of Knicks, a lot of Giants. Turned into a Giant day. If you missed any of it, you could rewind on the Odyssey app. Oh, yeah, Kobe demanded a trade, and they never traded him. That's a good example.
Okay, there we go.
Good buddy Joe and Yonkers reminded, we all thought he was going to the Bulls or the Clippers, never got traded. So I guess not all trade demands end in a trade. Carton Show's coming up next with Big Mac. We're back with Tiki tomorrow at 10 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your day.